Greetings and welcome to another episode of Soul Talk, where we talk Star Citizen with members of the Star Citizen community. I am Fastcart. I'm here with my co-host, Griffin Gaming RPG. I tried not to say beautiful. I tried, but it made me hesitate and just threw off my rhythm, man. I really tried.
I appreciate the effort. Don't worry. I appreciate the effort.
How are you doing, man?
Oh, pretty good. Can't complain about too much of anything.
Yeah, today is November 18th. One more day. Well, no, less than that. I've got to say about 13 hours until IAE, man. You're
counting down? Are you counting down?
Hey, as soon as this show is over, I'm probably going to try to get some sleep, so I'm up early and ready to have fun, man. I don't know about you.
Are you ready to spend money is what you're saying?
Well, that'll be Tuesday. I mean, not Tuesday. That'll be Saturday. I'm getting the, well, we talk about more about that when we get to the topic, but yeah.
Okay, cool. How was your week otherwise?
It was pretty good. I had some fun with the RSI Twitter account. They said it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Well, they didn't say take this, but it said it's dangerous to go alone. And they're like, I didn't get a sword, man. Where's my sword? Whenever I hear it's dangerous to go alone, you're supposed to give me a sword. So we went back and forth about that on Twitter. I sent you that tweet. You remember that? You're the one who just changed my profile.
Yep. Okay, sounds good.
How was your week?
Busy as always, but like all of us, we've been kind of anticipating both the launch of 3.15 and of course IAE. So we're finally there.
People say about the launch of 3.15. It feels like it's already here because it's been in the PTU for so long. That's all people talk about. But no, it's 3.14 on live, huh?
Well, was it 3.15 and then 3.15.1 is what everybody was getting that was going live. And a lot of people, believe it or not, have not played the PTU. Some people got in and monkeyed around with it in the beginning, and then they left it because they said they'd rather wait and get past all the bugs. Some people came back in when the Ares came in and the Redeemer, but a lot of people have said they're holding off now. They're ready for the live version of it.
Mm-hmm. All right, you want to start dragging people down while I do my thing?
Sure, I can do that, I think.
All right,
so I think I can.
I'm going to do my thing then.
Okay.
I was robbed. I spent the whole night waiting for the Great Bower when I could have been out for the Day of Bower. The Day of Bower is over, and I missed it. You blockhead. You kept me up waiting all night for the Great Bar, and all that came with that stupid crab that escaped from the fish tank. I didn't even get a chance to wear a costume. And it was all your fault. I'll sue. What a fool I was. I could have had candy apples and gum and cookies and money and all sorts of things. But no, I had to listen to you. You blockhead. What a fool I was. The Day of Bar come only once a year, and I missed it sitting here with a blockhead. You owe me restitutions. All I got was a rock.
Well, that last line, I would almost have something smart to say about owning a rock, but
I know what that is.
I mean, I think for those of us who grew up in the time, it was something that you never missed every Halloween. So,
still going on.
Charlie Brown.
Yeah, the Great Pumpkin. No. I'm just saying, as a kid when I was growing up, it was something that you never missed every year. So,
Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
There you go. Everybody called it out.
And Rudolph the Red-Nosed Ranger.
Y'all remember the California Raisins Christmas?
Frosty Snowman.
I do remember that.
California Raisins, you're really going back. Yeah. It's good stuff.
Also, I just got to say, that, ladies and gentlemen, was Sally Brown, the OG Karen.
You said the OG Karen?
Yeah, he was. Linus and Lucy. There you go.
That's funny. Well, welcome everybody.
We're joined by Amma Kusanagi, Dark Knight, Fist to Face, Go Mab, Jade, Poppin' Face, and Spitfire.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
Hello.
Right.
Good.
A little upset.
Excited. I'm excited for my one day.
I'm upset that they released this news about the Misk Odyssey. But
Wait! Don't get ahead.
By the way, Fist, are you quiet? Do I need to turn you up, or you
no,
remind me?
apologies. Let me do that. Is that better?
That's better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
better,
There
thank
we
you.
go.
Much
There
better.
we go. Appreciate it. Sorry about that. No,
No
because
problem,
like I
no
told
problem.
you yesterday, I was trying to use some discipline to not
Sounds
spend any money, and then yeah, I will leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Well, we can
No,
talk about that,
seriously.
but we can talk. We'll get to it. It
Yeah,
could
we'll get
just
to
could be
it.
something different than you think it is. So we'll talk about that.
All right. So before that, I just want to get to the sneak peek before we get into the IE.
Well, before you do that,
Okay.
if it's okay, hey, if anybody wants to join the conversation, there's a link that pops up in chat, also on the page where you can come into our Discord and you can join in on the conversation. It's an open conversation each week, and if you'd like to share your thoughts, we'd love to have them.
Oh, I just have to ask, did I channel my inner Karen very well in that monologue?
I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm too political. That wasn't caring enough for me. That was kind of mild.
Yeah, that was.
That wasn't raging enough to be for a Karen category for me, but okay. That's just me, though.
All right, so
You didn't ask to speak to anybody's manager, so
There you go.
Okay, fine. Well, I mean,
That's true.
never mind.
Life
Okay,
gives you
never
lemons.
mind.
No, demand to speak to Life's manager. Lemons back.
So I have on the screen said the spaceman said everybody looked down. Now this has been making a round all week on other podcasts. I'm still not sure what this thing is really.
I have a hypothesis, and it's not so much looking down; it's looking up and slightly to the right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Looking down and slightly to the right.
Clarify. You need to share what you're thinking. What is it?
King is some sort of Vanduul ship hiding in the back behind the smoke.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Mm.
See, if you go up from the red spot up to that kind of almost circle rock,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and to the right, you see that shadow over there.
Well, if you just say there's like if you look at say under the W in the end and where it says everybody not
Yeah.
look down, there's kind of like a ribbing just below there, and that kind of you can kind of go along that to see the shadow.
Wait, Chris, are you saying it's a ribbon in the sky?
It's a skeleton in the sky, sure.
Some people got that. Some people got that. No,
Yeah.
I'm looking at it.
L-Dot kind of hit on it. I looked up the lyrics for it for the song that it's from, and that was also something.
Yeah, the
I don't know if you
killer.
guys
Title,
knew
yeah,
that.
the title of it
Yeah.
is from the Killers.
The Killers. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, and I think it's Vanduul Swarm's rework,
Yeah, I think so.
and that's a
Mhm.
kingship.
As optimistically as I would like to say it's not, I think it is Vanduul Swarm.
If we go with the traditional whatever CIG shows us in a sneak peek is coming pretty soon. Well, we know it's definitely not Pyro because that's not very soon, but it's coming. So I agree. I think it's the rework that's going to be coming in with what's it called, Arena Commander, and that might be what we're looking at.
I mean,
Very ominous looking.
Yeah, it is. I mean, CIG used to give us clues in the file name, but then they got wise to it because they kept giving us obvious file names. So this file name is only like Star Citizen Sneak Peek 1112.jpg. So that doesn't tell me anything.
I would say you actually used to give us the answers in there. Sometimes was the actual title, whatever it was. But they usually, I've noticed that about maybe for those of you who are musicians, about a third of what they put in are lyrics to songs. I've seen Rush lyrics in there. I've seen a whole bunch of lyrics to songs for some of the clues that they drop. It's very cool, though.
I'm just waiting for. I could teach you, but I have to charge. That'll be the look I'm looking for.
You
That's when we get milkshakes.
Hey, I mean, this is Star Citizen. That'll just add to the immersion of the game if you had milkshake in the game.
If I'm feeling particularly spicy tomorrow, that may become my new screensaver.
Yeah, it's
The
not
more
a
and more I
bad
look at it,
screen.
like over the week, I keep going, man, that looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what we got next?
All right, so what we have next is we're gonna do now. Okay. The IAE, the Free Fly, Intergalactic Aerospace 2951 Free Fly, Dare to Fly. So let me get rid of that. There you go. So as you see on the screen, and I shared in Discord, I hope, the Free Fly starts on November 19th, tomorrow, probably the same time as IAE, and goes to December 1st. They probably will extend it, because they typically do extend it. But I'll put the link in Twitch chat. So anyone looking forward to Free Fly? Or anyone going to bring some friends along for Free Fly? No,
Like,
I've
I've
got one or two people that I'll try to get on. You know, any of my friends that already have gaming computers that can actually like not die from running this game are already playing this game.
And then you have people like DK.
Yeah, and then to me, the best experience in this game is when you actually have like the good controllers, right? You know, whether like it's a HOTAS or two sticks or something, right? You know, I know there's a lot of people that swear by playing with keyboard and mouse, but now that I've played it with, you know, HOTAS or HOSAS, it's just a totally different experience that I kind of feel like people are missing out on if you bring them in without it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of hesitant. I got an extra set in my closet that I may give to somebody to let them try the game out if they're willing to take it.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's been trying to get into the Free Fly, and she says she might join this Free Fly. I'll just another reminder just to make sure, but who knows? But I'll say how it works. You got the Star Citizen package, try for free. Well, if you don't own a Star Citizen package, you can still try for free. You just need an account. And they have a Free Fly schedule, so let's check that out. Got the Anvil Aerospace. By the way, but while we're going through this, tell me if there are any ships that people are looking forward to getting this year. So for Anvil Aerospace, November 19th, tomorrow, day 1. Had the L, Ballista, the Pisces, Kirk, the Hornets, and the Variant, Gladiator, the Hawk, Hurricane, Terrapin, and Valkyrie. Anyone looking forward to any of those ships?
The purchase? No, not really.
Yeah, it's because most of us have flown in Free Fly before, so if there's nothing that
pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
it really does come as like a lot of us have been to IAEs before, other Free Flies, and we have access to these ships through our friends or orgs. So a lot of it is like, yeah, we've been there.
Do you all think that this is kind of more going toward the new player? You know, that those of us who've been around for more just pretty much, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like honestly, we like to fly the free stuff. Like, hey, I mean, for those of us who don't own an 890 jump every day, it's occasionally fun to smash one into the ground.
Yes, I was going to say that. It's cool to watch it explode as it hits an asteroid or a space station. That's my fun. That's my fun for the Free Fly.
The most sad part about that comment was I didn't even hardly get a rise out of Griffin.
Yeah, he's used to it.
But he just rolled his eyes.
I thought he almost
So you got an eye roll. You got an eye roll.
That's it. Listen, I remember when I had my first beer. Okay, so it's okay. You know.
Oh, dude, trust me. I love the 890 jump. Would I like to fly one every day? No.
Yep.
The thing for me is that
not my style.
I will probably.
To tell Phoenix something. You know how often I fly mine, Phoenix?
How?
0.
Yeah. I haven't flown it I haven't probably flown it in 2 patches.
Yeah.
Well, it's
And,
'cause you want-
and it's not because of anything other than there's no reason to fly it right now.
Yeah.
So I have the other ships that I fly,
Yeah.
but that ship is for when I want to get all you folks together and we want to go out and hang out. And so it's a luxury to have that ship. You know
Wait,
what I mean?
was
It's
the
not
last time-
it's not a daily driver. It's not a daily driver by any
Wait, was
means.
the last time you flew it, Griffin? Was the time you flew into the planet or hype the quantum into a planet?
Not in that
Okay.
ship. I've never
Okay.
quantumed into a planet. No, I've never quantumed into a planet with that
No,
ship.
I was on a ship with you one time, and
It
you
wasn't
took
that-
us someplace. It wasn't that.
It wasn't
one?
that
Okay.
ship. 600. 600
Wait,
had it
Oh,
happen.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Griff, don't you have like a
600.
special name for that? I think you mentioned something like that, right? What's the name of your ship?
Oh, Snobs 1.
Snobs one?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the
No,
luxury
I-
ships are Snobs 1, Snobs 2, Snobs 3. They're all Snob ships, yeah.
Before we go to the RSI day, for me, I'm probably going to get a Heartseeker because I meant to. Well, yeah,
I thought you had that at one point.
No, I just have a Super Hornet. Well, I had a Super Hornet. I melted it
okay.
because I'm normally going to get the Heartseeker. But I'm going to change my Taurus into a Heartseeker. The Taurus only has 6 months insurance, so I don't mind, changing that and getting the Heartseeker with 6 months insurance. So that'll be.
I was
that'll
thinking
be my
about the
thing.
Terrapin.
What about the Terrapin?
I was thinking if the ships that could come out don't come out, then that might go on my list.
Okay.
But I think there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out, and there's a lot of questions and kind of figuring what stuff out.
If you guys don't mind me asking, if everybody just real quick could say what's the best value on that list for Anvil? Anybody want to suggest what's the best? If somebody wanted to look at something to get on there, what would you say the best value is?
Question.
It depends. So my question, and everybody's saying that ships are going to go up in price. My question: Are they going to have some decent sale prices on these ships? That's what I'm going to be looking for. Even if I already own the ship, am I going to be able to get a better value, like with maybe with LTI or something like that?
They'll probably have
I
IAE 10-year insurance.
Yeah.
20 months.
That's become the standard now.
I'd
Pretty
say
much.
the best value on that list is the carrot.
Carrot.
Yeah.
I was going to say the
I
Hawk.
think it'll go up in price again. I think all these small ships are so earnable in game that
Yeah, but for a
makes
new
most
player,
sense to
that's kind of intimidating. Like for a new
Oh
player.
well, I didn't know it was for new player.
Yeah.
For new player.
For new players.
Yeah, that one's difficult.
What do you think is
Yeah,
a bang for
Arrow.
your buck?
I was saying
Pisces.
Arrow.
I was gonna go with the Pisces. Yeah.
I was gonna kind of go with the Pisces too. It's small. It can go a lot of places, especially in caves. It's decent on fuel economy. I like quantum fuel, and I mean it's pretty plucky.
Yeah,
Easy to
I
get
like
in
the
and out of.
Pisces.
And for people who are into combat, like a lot of people, they swear by that arrow.
As
For the
oh,
bang
yeah,
for the buck for the arrow. So I
Well,
guess it doesn't matter what
Pisces-
you want to go into too. Hmm.
So like
Yeah.
yesterday, the day before, I actually took a Pisces, and you can only get one cold suit in the storage. Like the whole inventory system. You can get a helmet, and you can get the cold suit. I think it's the Caldera, and it's like 94, 95% like to the max. So you can throw like maybe a bottle of water or something else in that thing. So
Eventually,
but
just
I wish
strap
it
your
showed up
suits.
on the grid because it doesn't show up on the cargo grid.
Mm-mm.
I'm hoping they like put like a a box on the ground or something like that.
Eventually, just strap the suits into the jump seats. It'll be fine.
There's another thing
Alright.
to think about now is inventory space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much inventory space are you going to need in your ship? The smaller the ship, the less inventory. And depending on some of you might not have more than enough to put a suit, like you said there.
Yeah, it's something to think about, right? Because that's a definite pitch for the fighters, right? The fighters are definitely limited in their personal inventory areas. It's true. Okay, what we got for day 2?
So next up we have the RSI Day, Aerospace Industries, November 20th, day 2. You have the Aurora series, you have the Constellation series, you have the Mantis, and the Ursa Rover. Now, I was talking to Griffin the other day. I forgot some of these ships were RSI, like the Ursa Rover. For some reason, I know it comes with the Constellation, but I forgot it was a RSI specific vehicle. And the Mantis, I forgot all about the Mantis. So anyone have any thoughts about any of these ships? Or like which one is the best value for a new player?
Taurus.
The Auroras.
Oh, the
If-
Taurus is great.
If you
yeah.
want a kind of not beginner cargo ship, like one step up from beginner, Taurus, easy.
Now, and they have 2 turrets because originally in the design they were just supposed to have a top turret, but now they still keep the 2 turrets up top and bottom.
Mhm.
And the bottom turret was supposed to be where the illegal cargo is supposed to go, but I think if I'm not mistaken, it's in the back where the snub fighter would go with other ships.
Yeah, but I think they take the bottom one out because that's where the tractor beam is now, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they took the bottom one out on the Taurus now.
Okay.
I
Mhm.
forgot.
Someone
But
else
you are
suggested that.
right about the smuggling being in the back. They probably thought it was a gun, but it's supposed to be the tractor beam down at the bottom now.
Okay, my mistake then.
No. It's easy to mistake because somebody probably didn't know it because it's not operational, and they probably just assumed it was a gun when they saw it. You know.
For me, it's not about the best value, but I'm probably gonna pick up a Phoenix with 10-year insurance this year. So I'm looking forward to starting that.
You're gonna play that roulette and try to get it before it sells out.
I mean,
That's one of the limited ships.
That's coming up, but they're gonna have waves. So if I don't pick it up on the first wave, I'll get it on the second, on the third wave. Definitely the second one, but I'm probably gonna pick. I mean, the Phoenix has been on sale so often. I don't think there's gonna be that much of a demand.
I don't know. It sold out last time. The only thing it didn't sell out last time was the 890.
It took like it was up on sale for like
For a while. Okay.
2-3 days. So yeah.
Okay.
That I was like, the last wave or whatever. So
Gotcha.
Now, what disappoints me about this list here is that the Apollo's not on that.
Well, these are rentals though. This is for the rentals.
For the rentals. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is for free fly. For free fly. I mean, for free fly.
Yeah.
We're talking about values to like pick up and buy.
No.
Yeah.
If it was that, we'd be talking a whole new ball game for RSI because there's so much stuff of theirs that isn't out yet.
Yeah, we're just going with the stuff that they're just letting us for free fly. Okay, what do we got next?
Next up, we have November 21st, Day 3, Aegis Dynamic. So you have the Avenger series, Eclipse Gladius series, Hammerhead, Reclaimer, Redeemer. There's the thing. Retaliator, Saber Comet, and the Vanguard, and the Vanguard series. Those are the last ones. So quite a few ships.
Best value, Avenger Titan.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Avenger Titan.
Honestly,
Yeah.
to start,
Titan in there.
now I'm gonna make a controversial choice here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna justify this here in a moment. But actually, the Retaliator. I'm going to say the Retaliator. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Not so much the bomber variant, but the
modularity
base. Yes,
No.
that, and you can stick to cargo bays in the bottom, and it's actually a decent trader.
Yeah, for the modularity, it would be something that somebody could consider if they wanted to go that route.
But no pilot control guns is probably
You need friends with that ship. Either that or eventually NPCs or what do you call those?
So as a starter with no pilot control guns, I don't know, man.
As a starter, no. But yeah, honestly, for a next step up, I mean, I think it's worth a thought.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I wanted to start it off, I forgot to write it down. Star Jump did a feature last Friday talking about CCU chains and different levels and different ways of saving money. So I'm going to try to find a link in a bit, but if you want to try to save some money, I think that's a good video to watch. They have a couple of videos, but they should have like a 30-minute one. But I'll try to find that and link it in a bit. So, are we done with Aegis?
Yeah, let's go to the next one.
All right, next one is Alien Day. So, Aopa, Banu, Espira, and Got It. We have the Cotterwall, Nox, Defender, Blade, Glaive, Prowler, Talon, and Talon Strike. I don't know which one is a good value for this one.
Bonnie Defender.
220?
Yeah.
For a new player, it's really, really hard to say.
That's what I was saying. I wouldn't say the Defender is a great value because it's 220, and you can get it. Yeah.
Now, If you were a fighter and you were really good at ship control, Talon all the way every day.
How much is the Talon?
115.
Okay.
Yeah, their price went up.
They're
The Talons
all
went up.
pricey.
Yeah, they went up a little bit.
That's a tough one. Yeah, that's a tough one. I
Yeah,
hate to say this. I tricked out a Car2All with size 4s on it or size 5, whatever it was fixed. Man, that thing was a monster. I saw a guy's video where he did that and he was slaying stuff left and right. And I never would have expected that ship to do that.
The reason I love the Talon is you can just dance around people with that ship.
I would get the Nox because I have the Nox.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't think it's a
and
great
it's
value
pretty
though.
cheap.
It's a bike.
No.
Yeah,
No.
but that's a different thing.
It's a stealth bike.
Yeah.
It's coming, but it is, for me personally, it is not there yet.
Oh no,
Well-
I get that. But if you're flying decoupled, no. If you're
And
not
you've got
flying
the rework.
decoupled,
You've got the
then-
rework coming too. That's
Yeah.
coming up pretty soon. So it might step up to its full graces pretty soon.
Well, I'm just saying, like, for now, if a person wanted to get it and fly it now, it's not there yet, I don't think.
Okay.
Also, it's not on list obviously because it's not flyable, but the Bandy Merchantman is probably going to go up in price. Yeah, so it's 500 now. It probably will go up to 550 or 600. I think on day 4.
I don't think any of these ships on this list would be considered like a starter.
Entry level.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
this is entry.
recommend, an alien ship to
Stay away
start
from the alien
starting.
ships, y'all.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Totally
You
not.
will learn very quickly there's
Yeah.
alien tax.
Learn
Yeah,
about the game
exactly.
before we get this.
Hey,
Except for
Rain,
us
welcome
luxury
to
people
the-
who have a museum, by the way. Luxury people have a
Right?
museum. Yeah, so go ahead.
Hey, Rain, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hey, Red.
I'm breathing.
Okay, good. What's next?
What's next? We got the Crusader Industries and Tumble Day, Day 5, November 23rd. So we got the Ares series. I want to say, okay, the Hercules series, that's it. The Hercules series, the Star Runner, the Cyclone series, and the Tumble Nova.
Mercury Star Runner all day, every day.
I'm getting one.
Congratulations.
And I'm
Yeah.
probably going to get a 50 new paint job with it too. Maybe 1 or 2, depends on what's available.
Yep.
Well, if you get it before I think the 28th, you get the best in show paint, which is very nice. We'll talk about that later, probably.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. So
Yeah.
I would say
I want the Burt.
the what?
Burt.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna buy both of those Ares. I was flying. I didn't buy them on the concept because I was afraid they were gonna be like turning like a freight ship. But I've been playing with them in the PTU, and yeah, I'm gonna probably pick both of those up.
I think the Cyclone for a new player would be a nice ground vehicle.
Mhm.
But there's not really, like Carbon Tales says, there's not a lot of stuff on there for new players.
Yeah, the MSR is kind of pricey for new players to jump, get into the game, but it's definitely an aspirational ship that can literally do about 85% of the content available right now.
Just MSR right now.
So what?
You
How
got
much?
consensus?
Yeah, how much is the
260
MSR right?
$260.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it depends on the new player because I know there were new players that got Connies back when I joined, and it's sort of in that same price range of what they
Yeah.
were back then.
And I want people to remember, right? No matter what you start out with as your initial pledge ship, outside of the ships that have been added in 3.15, all of these ships will be available to purchase with in-game currency.
Yeah,
True.
I was
Right.
just about
So
to
you
mention that.
You can earn these ships. You don't
Yes.
have to go out and
Right.
buy them.
That's right.
So
Don't feel
you
like
could,
it.
Yeah, you could look at these ships like, okay, I want to get to that, and then you can plot. You could say before you pledge, you can say, what do I want to do to get to that? Do I want to do it through combat? Do I want to do it through trading? Do I want to do it through box missions, through mining, so on and so forth, right? And then that'll help you decide which ship you pick to start the game with.
And that's why
And-
IAE is such a great place to do it because you get to try all of these ships out.
Yep.
and rent
You
them
know,
for a certain amount of time.
thank you for saying that, because that's one of
Yeah.
the things that we don't talk about too is rentals. That even if you don't purchase in game, you can rent ships for a day,
free.
for a week, for a month.
2 days.
When I'm talking about outside of this, I'm just speaking
Oh,
about
okay.
rentals in general, because very seldom do people talk about the rental kiosks that are around. And sometimes you just may want to just rent one and then to do a certain thing, and that's it. But as you all mentioned, for testing, this is going to be a great time for you guys to try out any of these ships.
Okay, so moving on. You have day 6, Origin Jump Works. Are we just going to skip this day?
How come I didn't hear any music playing when we got to this part? You know?
I know, we
yeah,
need some
hear the violin
music.
music. Yeah.
Something, come on.
Battlestar Galactica intro.
Alright, so for Origin we have 85X, the 100 series, the 300 series, the 400, 600 series, and the M50.
And the 890.
Well, yeah, but that's
Yep.
yeah, that's not a.
Yeah, it's on the list. It's on the list, though.
On it?
Rental.
Oh, it's 890. Okay, I did.
It's
skip
down
it.
at the bottom. Yeah, it's down at the bottom. Yeah.
I skipped it. Okay.
Go on.
I was just gonna say, like, this right here, like, definitely, this is a good lineup.
Yeah.
Mainly because the 100 series is $50 as a pledge. So, like, the 100i is $50. I have a 100i. The 100i is just a fantastic ship for being a starter ship, and everything that it brings to the table comparatively to, like, your Mustang or your Aurora, you know, like the LN or the CL, or in the 40 to 45 range, you know, Mustang, Delta, Beta, Gamma, whichever. You know, the Mustang Beta would probably compete with the 100i. And the 300 series, also really not super expensive. You're looking $60 buy-in, no different from buying a brand new game. Like, all in all, just really good. And the 85X is fun. It's a fun little 2-person runabout kind of shuttlecraft thing that normally 890 owners get. And I love this whole lineup. Not a fan, though, of where the 600 and 890 are until they get their passes. So I really do suggest people hold off on the 600 series and the 890 series.
I will say, though, the 600i hits like a truck.
It does, yeah.
The thing for me is that there's only a $10 difference between the 100i and the 300i. So between those.
True, yeah.
Yeah. I would say I'm going to throw my hat in on the 315p as probably being the best overall value.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't have the high combat capabilities of the 325A, which is probably the next best that you would probably want to get. But
Yeah, that and its nose mount tractor back doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I would say the
Exactly about
325A if you want to do combat, the 325A, because the 315 is great, but it's got a until the gameplay is put in, it's got a wasted hard point, right? So you're not going to see you're not going to get nearly the value out of your purchase if you go with a 315p.
I mean, I tell a lot of people, if you're going to do your pledge in after the base game package, you can't go wrong with the 100s and 300s because they're no different from buying. You know, do you want to buy Call of Duty or do you want to buy a ship in Star Citizen that is just, you know? And I tell everybody, my thing for everybody is get the Avenger Titan. That's what I started with. It's fantastic, and then buy into an Origin 100 or 300 series, and you won't be disappointed with either one of them.
Yeah, Origin has the best lineup for starter ships, I think.
Agreed.
Probably fine.
Yeah.
Because you've got, and if you're looking for that Star Trek feel, there you go. You get a little bit of both right there. But there's such a great lineup.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, just proves how not biased Soul Citizens are about Origin ships.
I'm not biased.
That's
what it's faster.
I mean, there is Crusader.
I'm like, honestly, I'll admit it, okay?
I'm
Like,
sorry that you're just being destroyed in the marketplace of ideals of facts and logic here, Fast Car. But like, Origin is just the best. Just like, you know, I'm sorry you can't handle the truth, man.
It's a truly 30th century ship manufacturer. Design, everything about it is amazing.
Yeah, the other thing that the Origin 100 series offers that those who fly it enough realize is the fuel efficiency.
Oh God, yeah, with the air,
and the air
intake.
Never have to refuel that
Yes,
ship.
you don't end up refueling. You land and you see like there's barely any fuel
Where
going
is
on
that
your ship
volume
sometimes.
coming from? I'm hearing about it.
No, I'm
now.
just saying that's another value to that ship for starters. So
Yeah, and it's important for new players that, you know, may not may not necessarily know all the stuff about you have to refuel small ships at these Lagrange points. That's a real good point.
And
Chris.
you know, if you want, if you have like say, if you want to put in, you know, once a month to support the project, you could just buy all of them. You know, just saying.
Well, one thing about the 300 series, which is fantastic, is and that was the 325A was one of my first ships, but you can upgrade them. It's like the one series in the entire RSI lineup that you can actually customize those ships for the interior, for the weapon systems, and those you're changing the stock of those ships. So if your ship ever gets blown up or it gets damaged for some reason, you can't get it, retrieve it. When you reclaim it, it comes out the exact way. You have to pay for that, but it's certainly something to think about. And you can get some really unique colors, which is really cool.
Yeah,
I wish they'd bring that back for more stuff.
I agree. Yeah, they need to for everything now. Yeah.
So, I would be okay if it was just an origin only feature, right? And I'm not a big I pick with Griff all the time about origin, but I'd be okay if that was one of those things where they used to justify their high ass price tag. You know what I'm saying? To say, hey, look, we got the customization that nobody else got. Off the rip. I'm like, okay.
Luxury manufacturers do that. They give you the options to pick whatever you want for the most part.
Yeah, and as long as you pay for it.
That is cool. I have to admit, that is cool. Matter of fact, I've been picking on the Origin people, but I may convert my. I got an Aurora ES from the referral. A couple of referral bonuses ago, so I might change that into a 315p. I might change that into 315p. So
that's a good thing about it.
Oh, but Elodoc asked, is there an Origin package that includes Squadron 42? There is not. I posted a link of but they got the Mustang Alpha and the Aurora MR, and got the standalone for Squadron 42. Well, unless you go down to like the $600 one, the Entrepreneur Pack. I forget what oh look, the Entrepreneur Pack may have one, but that's like $600, so nothing cheap.
No.
If you can, if you CCU to a 300 series, can you customize it after the fact?
Yes.
Yes. Yep, you can. That's one of the great things about it.
Now, there is only one caveat. You can't change it after you made the customizations.
Yeah, I mean, that's for anything, right? You can only customize it once.
You can only customize it one time. So if you forgot the food maker...
So if I get the food maker and I get the royal blue paint, those won't be on like a Gemini stuff era if I CC you up to that ship?
No.
Okay,
and by the way, if you do want to get the package, you can always go for the Origin Complete package for $2,800. So feel free to drop that if you want.
That's a great value if you have that kind of money. You save a lot of money on that.
You do, yeah.
Do it.
Let's move on past Origin. Yeah.
Let's move on from Origin Day.
Yeah, let's move on past Origin.
So we got Day 7. We got Argo, CNU. That's the
Consolidated
Outlet. Thank you. Great Cat and Cougar. So we got the Argo mold, the MPV, both of them. Got the Mustang series, got the Nomad, got the Rock series, got the Great Cat PTV, and you got the Merlin and Archimedes. So
Nomad,
easy.
Nomad for the new player, definitely.
I disagree. Because the Nomad doesn't have a starter package. I think.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, but that starter package is more expensive.
It is.
So is the Adventure Titan one though.
True. Is it still because the Avenger Titan was? Well, you got to remember, I bought in with Mercenary LTI during the Kickstarter, so I don't remember.
The Nomad starter package is $95.
Okay, and so that's literally more than double what getting a Mustang starter or an Aurora starter is, right? So like,
yeah.
And to be honest, I think the Nomad is actually way too overhyped. I don't like it. I don't like
okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
If you don't want the Nomad, then you bring the Titan. But I would say I would
Yes.
probably go with the Nomad myself.
Okay.
So what are the hard points on the Nomad? Is it 4 size 3s? Or 3 size 3s?
3 size 3s. 8 size 2 missiles, and it has a bed, a kitchen, which is huge in the future, a bathroom, which is huge for the future, and like 26 SCU of storage out the back.
Yeah, the Mustang Beta has a bed in the kitchen too. Whatever. Just
Mustangs
saying,
have a
and it's
bed?
half the price.
Yeah, the Mustang had a bed, but
The beta does.
the
The beta
way
does.
less. The cargo way less.
We go check that out.
One of the ships, or that I think that's underestimated still for those people who haven't tried them, are the Merlin and Archimedes. Those are great scout ships.
Yeah, they are.
They are very fast, very hard to hit, and inconspicuous when you want to go scout out areas. We've used them before when we were in orbit with a Carrack or something, and we would fly down with that ship to look for good places to land, and very fuel efficient. And inexpensive. Now, I'm not saying this for starters, but I'm just mentioning it that I'd love to see how people might start using those ships a little bit more when they want to do something very quick and inconspicuous versus flying like an Aurora or a consolidated Outland Mustang.
I agree. When Jumptown was a thing, we used to use those to see if anybody was there when we started trading. So if that's going to be a thing again with Jumptown too, then yeah, they're nice and cheap.
Copper Tails did mention in chat, and I should bring it up, that they don't have QT drives.
Yeah, they don't.
What doesn't?
The Merlin and Archimedes.
Oh yeah. Again, I was talking when I wasn't talking about long range scouting. I'm literally talking about like really something that's nearby.
Yeah, on the screen right now I have their starter packages, and the Nomad is 95, the Titan is 70, the 100 is 65, and they have the Aurora and Alpha that had both Squadron 42 and Star Citizen for 65, and got everything else. Yeah.
Get that Pisces, baby.
Well, Griff, if you have like a tape deck and you have it strapped to your leg, you put your headphones on, you get in your MPUV, and you just travel the verse and over like a system while you're jamming to some nice 80s tunes.
Yeah.
So we got a few more days to go here. Next up is Drake Day. This one I'm always really tempted to skip, but we have the Buccaneer, Caterpillar,
Hey, don't hate the Drake. Don't hate the Drake.
The Dragonfly, and the Drake Herald. So out of these ships, we'll find the best buyer.
Okay.
I don't think any of them are.
This kills me to say this, okay? But as a premium starter ship, you can't really go wrong with the Cutlass Black because it can do a lot of what you want it to do.
4 size 3s hard points.
Yeah, the only thing it can't do is have a bathroom or save you when the ship goes boom. Because
exactly. No.
It doesn't have an ejection seat.
If you haven't heard my when we started, that was my let's please skip Drake Day, but yeah, honestly, the Cutlass Black is a really good ship. It has space where you can park a vehicle. It has multi-crew gameplay because you got a turret. Can defend itself very handily just with the pilot alone. It's decently maneuverable.
Cargo too.
Yeah,
I think what you're missing here is
I mean that's definitely a
fantastic little ship.
Very good multi-role ship for somebody getting into the game for the very first time.
And I have it on the screen right now. The Cutlass Black starter package is 115.
It is.
And that's 115.
For the first.
That's 115 for pretty much a starter ship that's pretty good, and it's going to be gold standard. It's like the next gold standard ship that's going to be coming out.
That blew me away.
So
I think 6 was next. Then after that was Drake, because Drake just got put on the.
I think with the gold standard, you're going to have roll down windows, and you can escape through the roll down window.
I think with
That crank would break.
I think with gold standard, we're going to have those tripping hazards as is common in most Drake vessels.
Oh yeah.
And gold standard does not mean the ship gets a toilet because the ship already is a toilet.
I think I got
Jeez.
I have like
Ouch.
14
you've
ships,
ever-
and none of them are Drake.
If you've ever wondered where the bathroom is, that's what the side doors are for.
I had the Dragonfly Yellow Jacket, but I exchanged that. I got rid of that. So
But it's limited.
all right. So
Actually, not really. Like the Dragonfly is awesome. Skunkworks has been using them with for EVA ops because you can put 2 people on them and deploy them from a ship, and they can fly in space. And it's much better than worrying about your RCS thrusters, and faster, a little lightly armed. You know.
I'm just saying that the yellow jacket's limited and the other ones aren't, because I have a
limited
black.
meaning what?
It's a limited ship.
Oh, right, Durham.
Limited access.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't even have it on display. It's not even going to be on display.
Mm-hmm. They only
Then
do
we're
the
going to
black.
talk more about limited ships in a bit. But moving on, we have day 9, November 27th, Mist Day. Musashi is just loading stuff like Concern. So you have the Freelancer series, you have the Prospector, the Razor series, the Reliance series, the Starfarer series, and that's it. And
I'm going to stay out of this.
I very happily pet my Freelancer.
I was
Because
gonna
I
say
love
the
it.
Freelancer is one of those that I would take over the Drake Cutlass. if it was
Agreed.
mine.
Yes,
Freelancer
absolutely.
is an absolutely fabulous ship. It flies well. It hits well. It carries more than the Cutlass. It's got it. I mean, and it has what is it? Slightly a little bit more firepower than the Cutlass. does,
size
but they're
4s, I
darn
believe.
close. I
Yep.
think so. Yeah. It's
4
just a
size
great
4s.
ship. It
Yeah.
really is a great ship. You can't go wrong. And if you even want to go up a little higher, go with the Max.
Well, it's just the whole series, right? Like I tell people
whole
all the
series.
time, if you want to go into that series, you can start with the Freelancer, the regular Freelancer, and then work towards the variants in game.
Yep.
With the Max, Miss, and Dur. And the Dur is the one that is, the exploration ships, the expedition and Pathfinder vessels are always behind because there's not a lot of exploration gameplay. But, the Max, especially for carrying cyclones and ground vehicles, and the Miss it's like the Connie, it's a giant missile boat. Really, really, really good for combat.
Yeah.
I love the whole Freelancer series. I'm very happy that I have one.
I had
I give you
Freelancer
my-
Mist, but I decided to get rid of it. I decided to melt it.
I give you predictions. Freelancers are going to get one more rework, even if it's their gold standard pass, because they've been the way they are for a long time. And they've got a lot of placeholders in them. So being able to see them bring that stuff up to par with what they've learned is going to be really cool. So I agree. Out of the series, they're going to be a good series, even more. The other thing that's the sleeper is the Starfarer. 2 weeks ago, CIG mentioned about the Starfarer, in their words, being able to do refining of raw materials, not just gas. And if that's true, because they mentioned about being able to bring things up from the prospector and the mole and having them refined, even if it's just quantanium, which is what I really think they're going to do, then that ship's value is going to be worth it. Because if you remember, it came out at a price of $185 US, I think, and now it's like $300. And that would definitely justify the price increase, and not to mention just the fact that it has cargo, but the fact that if it has any form of refining built into it beyond just hydrogen or gases, and not hydrogen, just gases, then that's going to add more value to those ships.
Well, and it gets it, we saw an Inside Star Citizen months ago about, they were testing the boom, the refueling boom on it.
Next patch, right? Next patch.
Next patch. I think the Starfarer is definitely, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Griffin. The Starfarer is something to really pay attention to because we're going to get refueling and eventually all the refining and stuff. That's literally coming at the end of the year. So, I would definitely keep an eye on that one.
I think there's a hole in refueling right now, so we'll see if SIG pulls anything out of their back pocket, but definitely that ship is that's definitely on my list if Mist doesn't have like multiple ships that we don't know about or I don't like. So it's on my list, but there's the new stuff is kind of got my eye at the moment, my ear.
One thing I will say though is if you're a new player coming into this game, please don't let your first experience be on a Freelancer's interior because you will get lost.
A freelancer? It's a
The
straight
Starfarer.
Or
up.
not
Starfarer.
freelancer,
You meant
Starfarer. Thank you.
Starfarer.
Starfarer.
Starfarer. Yeah, Starfarer. You will get lost.
Yeah, I still do. I was gonna say before we move on from Mist, no love for the Reliant series as a starter.
Nah.
No.
No.
You know what's weird? I like the Reliant. When they did that last bump up on it, it got a little bit better. It's just not there yet. I am curious about how the SINS science area is going to work. I'm really curious about that. And of course, you know, a lot of folks are interested in the Mako with the whole news thing later on, the camera. But
Yeah.
they got to tweak that a little bit more. It could be a very convincing series, but it's just not there.
Do you think the Tana can which one's the news van?
The
The
Mako.
Mako.
The Mako. Do you think like when they bring out races that say Grimhex and other places, like that ship is just gonna be like following or kind of in the race at the same time, like just following them like that, and like
Well, that's for the Mako for sure. It's intended to be able to do things like that. Whether people shoot you out of the sky is another story. But you know, yeah, that's what it's supposed to be for. It's just an interesting design ship. I mean, anytime they've done like the wing type ships, they're always received strangely. You know, the flying wing kind of thing. And it was reminiscent for a lot of people to B-wing fighters from Star Wars when it came out, and the whole inversion. It's got a beautiful view in it. It's great for two people. But it's just that there's so many other options that people will take, because I've been hit in that ship before. And when it gets hit, I've been hit by turrets. It gets hit hard. So its defensiveness isn't that great. I could deal with the offensiveness side of it, but it can be taken out too easily as far as I'm concerned.
Since it's, part alien, they should make it a bit more maneuverable.
But
Yeah, we need to start seeing that. To her point, what you're going to say, Fast Card. Yeah, we should start seeing some distinguishing things about that whole Xi'an technology stuff, and we're not seeing it yet completely, because it's more than just external design.
I was going to say, as far as being easy to take out, isn't that true for all the ships of that price range for the Reliant? No. Okay.
No, I got hit in the 100 the other day by turrets when I was landing, just 2 days ago, and I was able to get in and land, and I didn't take any damage. That, man, you get hit in that. Well, at least for me, when I got hit in it, maybe it was just a fluke, but it knocked me completely out of the sky, and I crash landed.
Okay.
And I never have that happen. I mean, I survived. I rolled all over the place, but the ship was jacked up when I hit the ground.
So you're saying you survived?
Yeah, I walked away from it.
See, there you go. Best ship in the game.
Citizen Shenanigans, thank you for the 6-month subscription. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Shenanigans, and thanks always for the repost for us on Twitter. We appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, so for day 10, November 28th, Best in Show. In August, we held our Ship Showdown contest to uncover the community's favorite ship in 2021. After a 10th battle, the Argyll MPV took home the title with the Origin 600i, Crusader C2 Hercules, and Crusader Mercury finishing close behind. To celebrate the final 4 ships, the Best in Show Day lets you text flight each finalist. Furthermore, those who have one or more of the 4 ships that made it into the semifinals will get a free limited edition livery and leather jacket for their character. Plus, all backers will receive an Argo Astronautic backpack to celebrate the winner. All previously available viable ships will also be available. We'll be ready to test fly via mental kiosk. So,
All hail the champion, Argo MPUV.
yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to delivery and the leather jacket. I'm a sucker for those players, and plus I'm getting the Mercury series, so the Mercury Star Runner, so I should be covered.
I'm just happy the 600i is finally getting the skin.
Finally.
Is it?
They have
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But you need to spend like $25,000 to get it.
Yeah, that's an asterisk.
That don't count.
That don't count.
And the skin is beautiful if the leaks are to be relieved. I don't know.
I just want to add there, on the 10th, the 28th of November, the Best in Show Day is also Weapons and Armor Day.
Oh, right.
So, we'll see what that actually means to see what they're actually offering at that event. Because I don't know if they've I don't remember them going that far into that before, so it'd be
No, that
interesting to
was
see.
this the first time. Well, as far as I know.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see that. And then also, just so everybody realizes that, we're giving you, something like Anvil's coming out on the 19th and RSI's on the 20th, but there are 2 different halls at this event. So each manufacturer or each group of manufacturers stays in their specific halls for 2 days. So if you missed one on one day, there's a chance that you can actually catch it on the next day.
And also
So
on the
like,
finale also.
correct.
The last 3 days. We'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, any other thoughts for the best in show ships?
I mean, the Argo MPV is MPUV. Sorry, the dyslexia is fine, but I mean, these ships are not really enticing for new players. They're too expensive, too far up there, I think. So.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, the Argo is pretty cheap.
Yeah, but it can't go
I mean,
nowhere.
Argo has no quantum.
Yeah, I'm joking.
But yeah, I definitely. If stretching at the Mercury Star Runner is probably the top, I would say, of a starter player. And that's if you have the money to throw into that.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, the Argo MPV will probably have 10-year insurance. So if you don't have a ship with LTI, that's the next best thing to use as a 10-year insurance token instead of an LTI token. So.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
All right, so finally we have the finale. So November 29th to December 1st, day 11 to day 13. All previously available flyable ships will be ready to test via the rental kiosk. So they're bringing them all back for a few days, and that's the end of the free fly.
I say this with love. Every year at IAE, when everything is flyable and it's a free fly, don't get discouraged if you don't get in. That's all I'm saying. Because everybody is going to be playing. Servers are going to be full and crashing like crazy. Thankfully, we have all the crash protection in now, but just be prepared for frustration. That's all I've got to say. I've been here for 9 years.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
And I would also caution new players that when this event goes on, there are some people in this community that are a bit antisocial. So stay away from Port Tressler and Port Alazar because they'll probably, want to camp those places. There's a lot more places to see than those. So, I don't want you to have a bad time. So try to avoid.
The easiest thing to do is just to land on New Babbage and just keep your character there for IAE.
Exactly.
And beware the elevator monster. Make sure the elevator spawns before you try to get into it.
Yep. Just know that if it's a bunch of people there and the elevator's not spawned, that means it's waiting for a willing sacrifice.
Yeah, don't go into the black void because you'll fall.
Exactly.
Well, so in order for it to come, you got to take off all your gear, store it in the station, and then somebody has to jump into the hole for the elevator to spawn.
If you're on the tram and the door opens and there's nothing there, don't get off the train.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is a funny bug right now. I know if you're at New Babbage at the spaceport, you get off from the tram or the fast train, whatever you want to call it, and then you go up the stairs to get to the port, to pull your ship out. That that level change is actually you walk and it looks like the room ends. It kind of looks like you go through a elevator or an elevator. But if you just keep on walking through the elevator that you think you're in, you'll actually come out the other side and be able to go up or down the stairs. So that's just a little bug that's in the game currently.
That would confuse me as a new player because I see that wall and I'd be like, I can't walk into there, and I'd turn around and go back.
Yeah, I went the wrong way.
It did catch me off guard the first time I saw that. I'm like, wait, what?
So next up we have the new player guide. As you take the first steps into the expansive Star Citizen universe, you might be wondering where to find your ship when you first log in. Fear not, the new player guide will provide you with anything you need to know. And I have... Nope, that's not it. Thought I had it. Nope, that's it. Okay, I'll go back. But yeah, I'll just click on it. New player guide. There you go.
Okay.
So you have all this information. You got a YouTube video. Where's my ship? Getting starting guide. Inside my ship. How do I make money? Where do I spend it? And still need help. Just still need help. You got the guide system. So you got a whole bunch of that stuff for new players to look into to get started. So there's a learning curve, but they try to make the learning curve, not as steep.
Don't be afraid to send a shout out in chat too if you need help.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there are a
willing to
lot of
help,
helpful people.
and they'll be very willing to help you or let you try out their ship or take you someplace you need to go or anything like that. So don't be
And
afraid.
one of the things that has kept me the most grounded with Star Citizen over these years is bringing a new player into the verse and the responses to the imagery and the views, the vistas, the fact that they're a whole person instead of just a ship, bringing people over from Eve or No Man's Sky or Elite. So there are plenty of organizations to seek out as well that are very much into helping new players. So yeah, definitely a lot of us old vets get a lot more fun out of helping get new people into the game than playing it for some reason. But yeah, definitely reach out because we're here for you.
Or you can come to the Soul Citizens Discord and come hang out with us.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Or you can come hang out with Skunkworks, just saying.
Or you can come hang out with Exiles, specifically if you like the race.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to plug this?
Wait,
Want to plug the Discord?
Any other one to plug?
Denny, I gotta plug in
Squadron.
Galactic Fighters.
Yeah, there we go.
No, don't go to Taz. Don't go to Taz. No.
Yeah.
They are the Borg. They will assimilate you.
No, we're awesome.
And they have the Robert Space Industries knowledge base. So check out the IEE 2951 article on knowledge base, where you can find guide and enlistment process to conventions at Microtech. And I think that's the free flight check, the welcome back page. So this is the welcome back page is for people who have previously played Star Citizen but left for a while and just come back for the free fly. And you get the run down there. So they have patch notes from previous patches, and that's about it. Oh yeah, talk about the new features that are in game that older players who haven't been paying attention might miss. So the advanced power management, missile operation, AI improvement, and OSM, among others.
I don't recall them doing this before.
Yeah, this is a new.
This is
It's a new initiative. Yeah,
it's a good idea.
Do you think it's because they're seeing, they have numbers, they're seeing people, accounts that were like dormant for years, like becoming active?
I mean, IAE bring people back. It's like Invictus Week, they bring people back. So yeah, a whole bunch of people may take off like 6 months, then come back for IAE just to see what's going on and may not know the new changes and stuff like that.
I think this one's different. I think this
is
different.
This is from the community manager perspective, this is very much an initiative that I would be doing, working with the dev team, working with marketing, working with analytics, and like getting all of our telemetry, all of our player data, being like, we need to have like a dedicated returner sort of thing for when people are coming back to the game. This is very much a brand new initiative. Like, I've done this kind of stuff before professionally, and I'm actually surprised that it's happening right now for IE, and I think that's because just look at everything that's been done and look at what's happening next year, especially with the 10th anniversary. I think Jade's right. This is very different from what they've done before, and this is a dedicated brand new initiative from their community and marketing teams to like get people to come back, and I think it's going to pay off. And it's very much different from what they've done previously with Invictus and IAE. This is a new thing to me, at least.
Yeah, we were just
in-game tutorial.
we were just asking about people who are coming back, and in our Twitch chat we have Zombie Pigs. He said I was dormant for 7 years, so welcome back, Zombie Pig. That's a long time. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
hope you're
lot has
enjoying
changed.
your time, your return. Put it that way.
Yeah, welcome back, Zombie.
Yeah. I was just saying, why make an in-game tutorial when you can make a web page?
Or a video.
Well, I mean, you could make an in-game tutorial, but it's going to be obsolete, and you waste dev time on it.
That's true.
Oh, I know. I just remember the original in-game tutorial that we got scrapped.
Yeah, that lasted about
Awkward.
2 or 3 patches.
Yeah.
I wish that they would do something, because we have Arena Commander, we have Star Marine. Can we still do the? No, you can't walk around in the old hangar module anymore, can you?
No.
No, I didn't think so. But I really wish that they would utilize what they did with the fact that like Electronic Access is like in universe as a game company that makes the full dive virtual reality, which is what Star Marine and Arena Commander is. I wish there would be a trainer tutorial thing, not unlike Star Marine and that people would go into first, that would just teach them the stuff that isn't going to be outdated. How to walk, how to shoot, how to fly a ship, how to use your Mobiglass, how to navigate, just the basics that's never going to be outdated. They really need to figure that out, unless for some strange reason they're still on that nonsense of it's part of Squadron and we don't want to spoil Squadron. Like, yeah.
Well, I got a question. Where would you locate that in the verse? Because I know, like at New Babbage, they have. If you go to the Microtech store, they have sim pods.
I wouldn't locate it in the verse. Actually, I would do it just from the main menu. I would do a tutorial button, welcome to the verse sort of. I would do something that is no different from joining the verse or the 2 sim modules. I wouldn't put it in verse.
Called Star Marine.
Yeah, like
No, well, I mean, if you want to put it, I would put it on different starter planet, like Ocean or New Babbage or something like that.
Okay, yeah, I think New Babbage would be good because, like I said, they already have those.
Oh, you mean like? Oh, okay, yeah. No, I would put it on New Babbage. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I misunderstood. Sorry.
That's okay.
No problem.
Yeah, I think I misunderstood you because I thought you were talking about how that's an actual gaming company in the verse.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought you meant about putting the tutorial in the verse.
Mm. Okay, so up next we have, are there any perks for visiting the show floor? So yes, we're going to be giving out manufacturers themed Spectrum badges to celebrate the event. Simply log into the game during the IAE to earn the badge of the exhibiting manufacturers. Be sure to log in throughout the event if you want to complete the set. We'll hand these badges out to your account after IAE has ended. So you get all the manufacturers on the screen there as a badge for logging in and participating.
Allow me to channel Gomab for a minute. And Gomab, I love you, but I don't care.
That's what I was going to say, Rain. I'm like, yeah. I mean, this is cool, but you know what I would like? How come every year we get those T-shirts for the IAE, but then they disappear out of our inventory after it's over?
That's just
like, why? It's not a souvenir if you can't keep it, CIG.
Oh, I think this year they are letting us keep the thing because they said a leather jacket. So
it's going to be another leather flight jacket with the logo on the back. But I want those T-shirts. Like,
oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Because they give them to us to wear around, but then they're gone. Right? I don't understand the reasoning of taking them out of our inventory. It should be something like we get these badges for attending, right? So we attend. Give us the T-shirt to keep.
I don't mind
our hanger mod. No,
what are you supposed to use these badges for again? I'm sorry if I missed that.
That's
your
on Spectrum
badge.
The forum Spectrum.
I mean, I'm not hating on the badges. I just think that something in game,
If you could put these if you could put these on your outfit in the game, like if you bought armor or whatever, and you could put MISC on your shoulder, well, on your arm, then that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Man, I think, I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
What was that, Go, man?
I think Ray captured it. I'm like, what?
I don't care.
I was like, seriously?
It could do so much better than this.
Like, who's like, hey guys, I got a fantastic idea. All right, stay with me now. Badges.
Not just badges, spectrum badges.
Spectrum badges.
This isn't something new. They do this. I mean, for IAE, this is new, but they do this occasionally for other events. So yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they did it for the election.
I have badges. I don't even know where they came from. Like, there's so many badges in my account. I'm like, what are half of these for?
Okay.
The only badge I use on my account is the one that says I'm better than you because I've been here since the Kickstarter. So
I only have one badge I rock, and that's most valuable poster. So
okay,
that's a humble brag, but not really.
So up next we have will there be quantity stock limited ships, and you have the Wave 1, 4 p.m. UTC, Wave 2, 12 a.m. UTC, Wave 3, 8 a.m. UTC. So on day 2 you have the Phoenix. That's for me. I'm getting the Phoenix. Day 3 you have the Idris and Javelin. Day 6 you have the Origin 890 Jump. Day 7 you have the Pioneer. I don't know if they're gonna do land claims, but that's day 7. Day 8 you have the Great Kraken, the Kraken Privateer, and the Aftermarket Kit. And day 9 you have the Mesh Hull E. So anyone getting any limited stock ships?
No, and you ain't either, and you know it because they'll be gone before you even click the button.
No, I got my Javelin in the F5 war, so I think I might get into one for an Idris. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm definitely going to get one for Phoenix. Hopefully I'll get one in Wave 1, but I don't know what the demand's going to be. But if not Wave 1, Wave 2 will probably be fine.
I just don't like the fact that you can't use like upgrades for it.
No, CCU, yeah, that's the annoying thing. Like I would if I could just get a CCU for the Phoenix, that would make my life so much easier, but nope.
It's false scarcity, and I get why they do it. They don't, these are all, ships that there shouldn't be a ton of everywhere. Outside of maybe like the whole E, but I digress.
Yeah, but I mean, for the Idris and Javelin, yeah, but for the Phoenix, it's like, come on now, it's a constellation.
Yeah, it's
in game.
What's the luxury version of the Kia right now? It's a really nice vehicle, but it ain't quite an Origin, right? It's nice, I think there's some of the Crusader stuff may be a little bit better as far as luxury is concerned, but it's got a hot tub, so I guess we got to leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice ship. I like it. I don't know why it's a limited stock. Maybe again,
Phoenix or 890.
Both.
890 again. 890 was the one that didn't sell out. Anyway,
the Phoenix is cool if considering it's got like a piano in there that. Correct me if I'm wrong, you can play it, right?
I wish I could get the piano. I missed my chance on the piano. It wasn't before my time, but I didn't think about getting it when it was available.
The thing is, right? I read lore, and I read one of the pieces that was in a recent Jump Point about the Cousin Crows, right? So a lot of people don't know this. Cousin Crows became famous because they took a Genesis Starliner and turned it into a big party ship, right? So to me, that kind of like hints that maybe in the future that Starliner will be, customizable. You could have like a luxury Starliner. I could see that being a limited stock ship, but not the Phoenix, not the Constellation Phoenix.
I think the Phoenix to me it just screams out space brothel. It just does
exactly what I say.
Space brothel.
Every time I talk about that ship, I call it a brothel because it's
a space brothel. It's just like, hey, come on in here, man. We got some fun times happening upstairs.
You know why there isn't a bathroom in the back? Because they don't care. They're drunk.
Why is the Phoenix but not the 890 space brothel? What?
Because the 890 is a yacht.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 890 is a yacht. That is what it is. The Phoenix is a really plush party bus with the pole in the middle.
That's the 890. The 890 has a pole.
But it's a yacht. You ever been on a yacht?
No.
If you ain't never been on a yacht, I can't explain to you the difference between the the Slut Express versus getting on a yacht. Same things may happen, but at different levels.
All right. So who has a yacht in here, and who can let me on? Because evidently I'm just not getting it.
I don't have a yacht,
Fast
but I have
boat
a
show
space
should be
yacht.
coming in January, February in Boston, so we should go because that is a really cool event.
All right. Remind me of that later. So moving on, we're going to talk about the roadmap. I'm going to try to just go through this real quickly, but the progress tracker, they added the solar burst, black ammunition, grappler, physics rework, great cutlass gold standard, and prone. And they temporarily removing from for 2022 long distance probing, hangar manager app V1, bounty hunter V2, and RSI links. Oh, I'm gonna miss the RSI links because that comes with the Phoenix. So, but does anything else just stick out to anyone? Anyone want to talk?
Yes, solar burst. We finally get space weather, and you know that UI glitching that we're getting in 3.15. I thought when I saw it, I'm like, that seems like the stuff they showed us in that Squadron vertical slice when they were in the coil, and I was thinking, I wonder if we're getting space weather soon. And then they put this on the roadmap, so that sticks out at me. I'm a little sad that the long distance like probing and stuff is going to get moved, but it's understandable. It'll come back. I'm not, and Bounty Hunter V2. I was looking forward to that, but it'll come back. So yeah. That's all.
Does the hangar app missing mean that the hangar modules are going to be delayed a little bit more?
DK, can you repeat that? You're real quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does that mean the hangar mod or the hangar app that's been moved? Does that push back hangar modules again, or personal hangars?
I shouldn't. I think they're still committed.
They're still committed to that. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe it's just an addition to the inventory app or something like that.
Yeah, that blue line on that tracker page can move it any day.
Yeah, right.
That's true. You never know. That's right.
It ain't in until it's in.
That's right.
And it won't be in until it's ready. And I applaud them for saying, hey, look, we're not going to just throw stuff into the game that doesn't have solid gameplay around it. I am all about that. So they're pushing back, stuff. They say, hey, look, we're, having this thing means nothing as long as these other things aren't done. So we might as well just take it off the roadmap. I am 100% okay with that because we know how this community is fantastic, but at times it can be quite toxic when that blue line doesn't match up with reality. So just take it off the roadmap, work on it internally. When you have line of sight into to the end of the tunnel, put it back on there and everybody will be excited about it again.
I just want to say, 11's Hangar, thank you for the subscription or gifted subscription. Appreciate it. Thank you. And,
thanks, 11.
And also that they had the release view. Talk about the following features have passed the final review. Therefore, we're making the card as committed and changing the code color to blue. So 315, I have the Starfighter series, the Ares Starfighter series, and the Redeemer. The Boeing S7 Size 7 Gatling and Size 7 Cannon. For 316, the Area 18 Hospital, derelict spaceship points of interest, update Dying Star map, yay! Grab leg physics rework, laser trip mine tier 0. And got the Miss Hull C. The Miss Hull C is wrapping up in quarter 4, however the team is opting to give the ship both more time for polish as well as bringing it online with full functionality. Ooh. Therefore, this card is being relocated to 318 release window alongside the following new card. The following cards will be added to release view. Cargo system refactor. The refactor of the ship cargo system will allow both bound and purchased cargo to be picked up, moved around, and placed on the cargo grid of a ship. This card is being added to the 3.18 release window.
I think
the whole series, that exciting. I don't have one, I don't own one, but I'm excited to see it in game.
Yeah, they're trying to make the windshield smaller. This is too big. It's like, look, we got to reduce. We got to stick with the MISC. We got to, you know, you got to look through a slit and figure it out. You know,
that's my one problem with MISC ships is just there's no visibility.
The mining ships had excellent viewing angles though. So yeah,
but every other one doesn't.
Yeah,
well, you know, it's that mix of that alien technology. You know, so you know the aliens didn't really need to see nothing, so they just like, eh.
Well, they're a lot taller too. I think, you know, some of them are like the Banu were like what 7'5" or 8 foot.
Yeah, but the Xi'an, I don't think they're that much
No, the
taller.
Xi'an, I think
I don't
they're
know.
closer to our size or smaller, actually.
Yeah.
Hey,
anyone
I don't want to go away from it too far.
The size 7 bearing gun.
The side, those are the guns. Those are the guns on the Ares.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the ballistic is on the Inferno, and the laser cannon is what's on the Ion. Those are the guns that they had to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the thing that impresses me most about this is under 316, the derelict spaceships points of interest, because I mean it's gameplay. I've been looking forward to them perhaps adding the derelicts they showed us back in 2017. I always looked at what we had now as like placeholder, and this is more gameplay. So you know, it's a game. So I'm looking forward to more gameplay, and of course Gravlev physics rework, because it's long overdue. So.
And I just want to jump in there because we went down the page a little bit, but we didn't talk about flak as far as I saw. But flak is a big deal because that's like an anti-missile capability, it's anti-fighter capability, and that's what the Phalanx uses, and you know, on anti-mortar or anti-artillery or anti-missile for like the Army and Marines and the Navy. So to have that on there is really cool.
No, quite like the way you think.
Well, okay, so they have a detonation if they don't go off at a certain amount of time. So, but the idea is that if it gets close to something, the flak is going to explode. So you don't have to hit every target, you know, precisely anymore. You can just it has a proximity fuse on it, pretty much.
It's area of denial attacks, right? You fill the skies with flak. Don't fly through it or you'll get hurt.
So I'm reading Twitch chat. CC created asks, has the X1 been mentioned? What am I missing about the X1?
Yeah, I'm wondering too. I mean, I'd love it if they surprised us with it in 3.16, but I like to keep my expectations low.
Yeah, well,
CC created. What about the X1? Oh, go ahead.
just go ahead. Just get your 400i out and just keep lowering and raising that little dedicated garage for the X1, and then imagine your fancy new bike sitting in its dedicated spot, and that'll have to do until they decide to put it out.
Yeah, just play that Imagine Star Citizen trailer. You have that on in the background and do what GoMab told you to do.
What is going on now? Everyone is trolling tonight. What's going on?
Right there. It's going to be right there on my ship, and it's going to go up and come back down, and I'm going to get on it and ride.
And we don't use flak on the Sea Whiz in the Navy. They actually are they're armor piercing rounds. They don't detonate. Just, you know, for
okay, but the Army in theater, in country, they use detonating rounds, so they don't rain over the population.
Yeah, the high explosive incendiary tracers. Yeah.
All right, so that's it for the roadmap update. We're going to go into Inside Star Citizen. So this one is about 10 minutes. Let me look. Yeah, it's about 10 minutes. There's no closed caption, but it's pretty understandable, at least for me. So everyone grab a drink, get some snacks, and let's hit it.
We're sitting on the Pyro 4. Storms have been raging for ages. You can't get a ship down there. Turbulence is too much. Visibility is completely shot. The people in the base, they've got their anti-air set up as well. And then suddenly they're hearing the rumbling of tire moving across the hillside. Just hordes and hordes of Spartans. And you know they're filled to the brim with people who are just stocked up, they're locked and loaded, and they're just ready to get out and just go, well, this base is going to be ours now because you protected against the air, but you did nothing for land.
As Star Citizen evolves and the systems get larger and more of them come online, and gameplay features come online, we've been looking at the ways that players get to places. And as you saw at CitizenCon, one thing that is becoming very apparent is that a lot of locations are going to be well defended from the air.
You've got anti-aircraft cannons, you've got protection for this ground structure. It might be that there's a big storm coming in, it might be that visibility is low, and with a lot of our ships, you're limited on how you can approach, and that's kind of where the Anvil Spartan comes in. The Anvil Spartans are first dedicated armored personnel carrier.
You have 3 ways onto the vehicle. You have 2 entrances in the middle, so you have left and right entrance and exit. And then you have a more traditional troop transport rear folding ramp.
It can carry up to 8 troops plus their weapon loadout. It's got space for 1 crew member who's going to drive the thing. It's fast because if it wasn't fast, you may as well just run there yourself.
Anvil's a very well developed manufacturer within our universe, and we had a really strong base already with the ballista.
In terms of defense, it is quite well armored, especially compared to the ballista, and it retains the dual size 2 gun that is operated by the driver on top of the cap. The Spartan is built off the same chassis that the Anvil Ballista is, which is we're terming the Anvil Atlas. The Anvil Atlas is the shared platform that both the Ballista and the Spartan sit on.
While it may seat 8 troops in the vehicle, I don't see why you couldn't cram literally as many as can sit down or stand up on top of it. Just may want to be careful of the turret on the vehicle itself. I mean, I tested it. You can definitely shoot your friend if they're on top of it, because there's nothing to stop it doing that.
One of the sort of visual features a lot of people notice on the exterior of the Spartan is the ladders on the side, and at the initial release these are unfortunately not usable, but they are fully intended that players will be able to get on them in the future and then clamber on top of the vehicle, and then it's up to you whether you want to do some offensive or defensive capabilities. The Spartan releases straight into the game in Star Citizen Alpha 3.15.1, and I'm super excited to see how players use it. We always have our intention, but there's always cool and innovative ways that players use our ground vehicles.
The Anvil Spartan is the latest ground vehicle making its way to the persistent universe, and doing so straight to drivable during this year's IAE festivities. So be sure you check out the website for all the remaining details. And up next, a ship whose journey from concept to reality took a different path than most.
Okay, we're going to pause it right there. That's what they are going to come back for the second half. Mute and put this on repeat. So we're back. So any thoughts on the first half of this week's IRC? We're going to go in order, starting with Admiral Kusanagi. Any thoughts?
We're talking about the truck, then yeah, it's purchased already tomorrow morning.
Purchased already tomorrow morning, so you already purchased it in the future. Put it that way.
In my brain, it is already bought and sold.
Okay, I got it.
At least bought and sold to me.
Dark Knight, how about you?
Oh, I'm not getting one. But
Why?
I mean, it's I don't need it.
I'm like astonished.
And if anything, I can just drive yours. So
Okay, that's true.
But no, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's an APC, so I mean, or you know, what is it? The somebody help me. Humvee. You know what I'm talking about. Hemet. It's got the 8 wheels and and it's basically a personnel carrier. It's pretty. I mean, it's pretty cool. I like it. I don't need it, and I'll be happy to ride in one or drive it. But I think it's really cool, though.
Grandma says, Chris not going to make us all buy one. Fifth Face, what are your thoughts?
I don't like it. Guess, it's ground vehicles, gives you that gameplay, be able to give you some more immersion. Go ahead, take a sip of that scissor, though fast card for that.
Why, Fist? Why?
But yeah, no, I mean, it's cool, be able to get your ground troops on, I like it. I'm not gonna buy it, but I like it.
Yeah, right. All right. Go Mav. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I wonder how many bodies I can fit in there.
I knew it.
Quite a few. More than you can fit in 315p, that's for sure.
So Star Citizen Body Snatcher.
Yeah, I'm the body snatcher. No, look, if it's relatively inexpensive, I may grab one just to have it. My questions are like, will it fit on a 600i lift? Will it fit in a Carrack lift? What ships do I have to fly in order for this thing to be useful? Do I have to be in a C2 or M2
C2
or a Liberator?
Yep.
Like then no, those aren't the ships that I will be flying on a regular basis. Therefore, this ground vehicle probably wouldn't get much use.
Yeah, I think it may have trouble fitting that the upper turret into a lot of places. So I think that'll be torn off.
So it's a limiting factor, right? And not it's a limiting factor for my use case, but it doesn't necessarily take away from how cool it is. I mean, hell, I think the Tonk is amazing vehicle. I don't own one, right? Because I think the beauty of the Tonk is if you've got 3 people and they're manning the thing. The same thing with this guy, right? You got if you've got a lot of troops to drop off somewhere. It's like, look, all right, I can bust out the Ursa rover, right, and get almost as many people. I just won't have a as powerful of a gun on it. I like the fact that it shares the platform with the ballista, so you could definitely build out your ground arsenal that way on a really nice platform. I don't know. I may buy one in the game one day, because I imagine it won't be very expensive in game. But as far as spending, real money on it, I don't see it happening.
All right, Jade, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I have a lot on this one. So first of all, I think Citizen Shenanigans made a good point in chat. That the Prowler has the anti-grav things so that it could land and then do the ground thing to that base. The problem with these ground vehicles so far, and this can change, is their toughness. I could take out a tank. I've taken out a tank with a railgun, and I'm curious as to how tough this will eventually be. The other thing is, I know a lot of people in the community have been looking for a vehicle similar to this, but like an exploration rover that you could bed log out in. So I hope that CIG, if they're going to keep reusing this platform, they make an exploration rover that could be like a complement to the Carrack. That's something that you can go ahead and have a couple people bed log out in it, far from your shit. And as far as whether I'll buy it, I probably will if it's cheap enough to be like a LTI token. Otherwise, I'll probably pass.
Yeah, I think that this will maybe be. Well, I should look up the other ship, the other vehicle, but I think maybe 100, 110.
Yeah. Okay. Then it might be an LTI token for me.
That's my guess. Oh,
the ballista is like 140, 150 right now. Just by the.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's got those big missiles too. Like this just seems limited to me. Too. Like, yes, it's an APC, but it feels limited because of the ground clearance. That's the other thing. They say this is faster, but then if you have no ground clearance and you're on a place like Daymar with a bunch of rocks, I don't know how, useful it's going to be.
Right.
I've driven the ballista on, outside of Levski, and that thing had some rough going because it is really rough ground out there, and it also sounded like I was grinding the axles. I'm like, you guys have to fix the wheels.
It doesn't turn very well either. The ballista turns like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious as to how this is going to drive, because they did say in this video that it's faster, and I just wonder, is it more maneuverable? And I mean, the ground clearance on it is the same as the ballista, so I'm skeptical.
Okay, Pops.
This is a great mining vehicle. Pops.
Yep.
What are your thoughts, Pops?
Oh, okay. Well, when I first saw it, I thought of Gomad. What he's gonna come up with, how many bodies he can stack in it. He took us out the other day. We had a blast. But as far as me, no, not getting one, not even close. But like I said, I'll go with Gomad and we'll have a blast with it.
Okay. Rain Cloud?
Hard pass. I don't care. I mean, it looks cool. I don't have a need for it at the moment, and to be honest, I want my tumble motorcycle. God damn it!
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I bought the 3-pack of those, but I melted that. But I'm gonna get them in the universe. I am looking forward to the Ranger, the Tumble Ranger.
Yeah. I'm more interested in in the Rangers and like the G12 or whatever it's called for Origin. I also hope that while they're talking about doing what they're doing, that they're not trying to push the game in a direction that says like, if you want to get to this place, you must do it this way or you can't go there. And like artificially, like I don't want them to do it artificially. Like if there's just, if we get proper weather cycles on planets and there's a storm that's making it very difficult for a spaceship 1,000 years in the future with the most advanced sensor technology in existence to land IFCS, then, fine, I guess. Like it's just, this is like probably the only time people are really going to hear me complain about some of the stuff CIG's been doing. One, when they talked about modules shouldn't matter, skill should. I think that's just horrible game design. People care about upgrading their ships and the modules. And two, I really hope they're not using this type of vehicle as an excuse to like artificially limit navigation and transportation. And they talk about, oh, well, visibility is 0. Yeah, and a 767 can land in visibility 0 right now. What's your excuse for 1,000 years in the future?
Exactly. I think they quite often are looking at like World War II and weather being a factor there, but it's not now, and it won't be in 1,000 years.
Not when the thrusters on these ships are like 70 Merlin rocket engines worth of thrust on each little tiny nozzle.
See, but you're bringing science to a space fantasy game, so you can't do that, right?
I know, I'm not allowed.
We can't do that.
Verboten.
All right, so Spitfire, how about you? What are your thoughts? We might have lost Spitfire. Spitfire, you there? No, I guess we lost Spitfire for a while. We hope we will be back. Yeah, I'm not getting one. I think it looks cool. I am interested in Tumble Ranger, like Rain Cloud. The G12 kind of looked cool, but yeah, probably won't be getting one of those either. But I had in my hangar one time 4 speeders. I had the Nox, the Dragonfly Yellow Jacket, and no 5. So and the Tumble Ranger pack. So yeah, I melted all those. Cause I'm just gonna get those in the PU. I had them as LTI tokens too. So, but they're my buyback. So if I need another LTI token, I can just get it back from there. But as far as this ship goes, I mean this vehicle goes, I hope people who get one can have a good use for them. So. Raymond wants to know who is getting the Pico slippers. Anyone getting the Pico slippers?
Nope.
No.
I do know one person in Soul Citizen who is getting one, and if you can't guess, that'll be Gigi.
GG.
Yep. Alright, so let's continue on with the rest of Inside Star Citizen.
The Redeemer is the first ship that was actually designed by the backers.
It sort of was a product of its time, and the game evolved quite a lot since then. We knew we wanted to reinvent the ship, and it's quite a different beast from back then. We've spoken in the past about how the Redeemer was originally a hybrid dropship gunship, and over time we've expanded the lineup of our ships to make the dropship side of the Redeemer redundant. So it was decided that we would fully focus on the gunship side. It is there to come to an area, absolutely annihilate and control the skies and the ground around it.
I'd say the Redeemer is good for a group who want good offense while also having pretty decent defense. At the front of the ship we have the cockpit, which obviously holds the pilot seat and dashboard. When it came to the Redeemer cockpit, we actually used the Gladius as a base. We wanted to make sure we had very good visibility, and obviously the Gladius has that. It's not exactly the same as the Gladius, but you might see the similarities there once you're piloting the Redeemer. The pilot guns are ballistic cannons. You go down those steps and we've got the 2 remote turret seats at the front. The guns that are attached to the remote turret on the Redeemer are actually size 3 laser cannons. Now, if there is nobody in the front remote turret, that gun can also be controlled by the pilot, so then it has full control of its own guns and the front remote turret. We've got the first manned turret in the turret room. The manned turrets are using size 5 ballistic Gatlings. The guns that we've made for the manned turrets have actually been made new for the Redeemer. Not specific to the Redeemer, but this is the first time that you'll get to see them and use them. We have the 4 crew seats in the turret room as well. And then behind there is the component room where you can access all of the components. We have huge power plant, shield generators, coolers. They are massive. If you go down the ladders, where we have a airlock door control there as well, we go into the habitation area. In the habitation area, we've got a fully stocked fridge with usable drinks. So, you know, you can have a little party in the habitation area of the Redeemer if you want. We've got 4 escape pods for the crew. And we have a toilet and a 2 SCU cargo hold at the back as well. And you exit via the ramp.
One of my favourite bits of the Redeemer is the nutcrackers, the side engines. We haven't got anything else in game that's like that.
They add a lot of animation and life to the exterior of a ship.
So they will open up with increased velocity. They're closed as default when the landing gear is out. And we're hoping to get some more movements in there in future. So we want to have them rotate side to side when you're moving around more in the ship as well.
With all that said about the Redeemer, we've seen what it was, how it is now. I think there's only really one last thing to say about it, and it's something that we've said many, many times about various ships, and this ship in particular, and a lot of ships, to the point where it has almost become a meme. But this is absolutely the ship that punches above its weight class.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that a Star Citizen continues to expand into new gameplay systems like inclement weather and new outpost systems with advanced anti-air. So too come with it the need for ground-based troop transports like the Anvil Spartan. That we can finally close the book on the next great starship with the Aegis Redeemer, and that it may look different than most, but it looks deadliest when you're right in front of it. It'll bring the pew. Now, the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo begins this week, so don't forget to log in and make the trek to Microtech to experience all the festivities. And we'll be back right here next week with looks into 2 more additions to Star Citizen's pantheon of spacecraft and vehicles. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Enjoy your IAE, everyone, and don't forget to check out new merch on the merch store. And this, look at this, look at this. How cool is that?
All right, welcome back, Griff.
I do like that sweatshirt, though.
Yeah. And no argument here. All right, so I think that's about it. I just want to say the turrets look cool. I haven't seen the turrets up close and personal like that before, so that was impressive to me. Let's start in the middle. Face to face. Any thoughts on the Redeemer?
I'm gonna say it like this, and I'm gonna categorize the Redeemer as a football player. One in particular, Marshawn Lynch, beast mode.
Oh, okay. I got it. You had to string me along for a while, but when you finally said it at the end, I got what you meant. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a murder boat.
It's a murder boat. Go map. Is that what you want to say on your turn?
This is what it is. It's a murder boat. It kills stuff, and it kills stuff well. It just doesn't fly very well. So, and everybody that I know that I will be flying with it has one already. So I'll just jump in there. I won't be buying it.
So you're not getting one. You're just be flying with other people who has one.
Yep.
All right. Fair enough.
Now here's the thing. Do I want one eventually? Yeah, that'd be nice. Am I going to buy the paints for it, even if I'm not going to own it, like with real money? Yeah, because why? Because I have a skin problem.
Jade, what are your thoughts?
Everybody knows what I think. Hair flat irons. No, but actually, I'll just back up with what Fezcart said. Being from Seattle, absolutely beast mode. I messed around with it in PTU. I don't want one. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, Fezcart. I meant to say face to face. Yeah, I don't want one, but the people. I'm just happy for the people that have been waiting for this ship for years. That they're finally getting it, and it seems like it's in a really good state on release. So, yeah, absolutely. I just think it's weird, those thrusters. Like, they should be on the other side, like on the outside, because I don't see how they provide any thrust. But other than that, it's rule of cool, whatever. So, it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Jade.
Doesn't matter. Physics are still the same. They always will be the same.
Sorry.
But I do want to know what they plan to do with making the move from side to side, because I remember, like, wasn't that the thing with the freelancer at one point that the thrusters would articulate?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe they'll be bringing that back. I'm interested in that.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Pops, what are your thoughts? I'm sorry, I can do it in a bit. Spitfire. Go ahead, Pops.
You're fine.
Oh wow, we went out in there, and it's like my son said, it is a Marshawn Lynch. We put a bunch of different guns on it, and it was killing hammerheads. We would, and it's just the two of us, and we were taking them out in about 15 seconds, maybe 20 at the remote. So it's exactly what they said. It punches above its weight class.
That's not an overused meme at all.
Yeah, they're right. They're unarmed. They're unmanned. They're obviously bot ships, but it's punching through way above its weight class. But in my opinion, not solo. Definitely not solo. Definitely need help with it.
All right. Rain Cloud, how about you?
My opinion on the Redeemer is it's the embodiment of sex. It's gorgeous. It is an absolute bruiser. It just dishes out firepower. It's a gunship, and yet again we have the it's OP, it's broke, it's OP. I'm like, yeah, it's only like really fully quote OP when it's fully crewed. Like, come on, like it's the same old of like how powerful this ship is. Well, yeah, like when it's fully crewed and it's got the people on all of the turrets and the pilot's main guns and missile launchers and things like that. But this thing is a gunboat. It's like a space Apache. I've been on one, flown one. It's fantastic. I do have to still the nutcrackers, the hair flattening irons, they still kind of rub me the wrong way. I'm with Jade on this one. But overall, I think the one thing that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about is how this thing pretty much came out gold standard. There is a component housing for every component, and there are component housings that don't open for batteries and avionics and all kinds of other stuff. That's like, wait a minute, y'all didn't tell us that this was stuff that you were working on. So I think like people really need to take a look at the interior of the Redeemer as well and be like, hey, there's a component housing for batteries, there's component housing for avionics, component housing for the server and things like that. Like, we are going to get the chance to customize our ships even more, I hope.
Now, I do have one challenge with the interior.
Before you get to that, I just want to say hi, Jake. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by.
Jake?
Go ahead.
Welcome. One challenge I have with the interior, and this is one nitpicky thing: the stock MFDs. Out of all of them, none of them have power control or capacitor control. I was like, how did y'all miss that? This is one of y'all's new features. None of the stock screens, you have to actually go and change your screens to find to have the capacitor control on that. I was very disappointed.
At least you can change
it. You can change it. You can change it. But I was like, seriously? This is a new feature.
What was that?
Yeah, I'm sure that.
Oh no! I'm gonna wait my turn.
Oh
yeah, but okay. Yeah, we were talking about interior. It's beautiful ship on the inside, but I just wanted to call that out. That was one thing. Maybe they're listening and they can fix it real quick.
Okay. All right, Spitfire. How about you?
Honestly, I like the ship, and I called said skin condition because that's a reference to a past game I played that before they were called paints. No, but honestly, one of the things I'm most excited about this ship is one of the most mundane is the working fridge.
Oh yeah, it's got beer in it. I got drunk. It was awesome.
Oh, but to address your point, Gomab, Jake said that MFDs overall are getting on every ship are getting a pass next year too. So gotta wait till next year, buddy.
This ship was just released today. But okay, all right, I got it.
Yeah, God forbid you click a couple buttons there,
right?
Gomab.
I mean, but this is a new ship. It's a new ship with a new feature.
Dark
How
Knight,
dare
Dark
you
Knight,
make me do
Dark
work?
Knight. Go ahead. Go ahead, Dark Knight.
No, Kusanagi first.
Oh, Kusanagi. Okay.
It's a very cool ship. The flat irons are just something I kind of wish were just either replaced with something else, or maybe the manufacturer could have been different. It just doesn't seem to. Maybe it would have been just more suited to someone that used like alien tech, which kind of would have made more sense. I don't think the front nose, like the under turret, the smaller gun, I kind of think is kind of in the wrong place because the big gun behind it that kind of hits if you turn them around at the same time. So I think no one wants to get rid of the size 5 under there. So I mean, if you got rid of the smaller turret, that would have been perfectly fine, I think. But I do think it's a ship. If you're gonna, it's a multi-crew ship. I think if you're gonna take this ship out, it should be multi-crewed. I mean, if not, then take out an Ares or another single seat plane or spaceship. So that's all my take.
Okay, Dark Knight.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of echo, what Jade and Rain had talked about. It's the ship is definitely an Apache. I like that Rain analogy. That's a really cool. It's like an Apache helicopter. It's got a lot of guns on it, and it's ready to just go out and just lay hellfire. And it's really good for that. It has to be crewed, so it's not a solo ship. Definitely can't fly that around by yourself. The Flatirons make absolutely no sense to me. I'm still trying to figure them out. And
Rule of cool.
Just remember,
I guess.
is an
I
It's
mean,
not
ship.
cool though. It's
It
just
is an
quirky.
design ship.
doesn't make sense, and I'll just leave it alone with that. But like Jade said, I'm glad that the people that have been looking for this ship finally have it. Rain mentioned about the gold standard. I wanted to add to that the 400i also has all of those components ready and accessible. So avionics, computers, radars, batteries are in the back. The door used to open for the batteries, but I can't find a button anymore. It was hidden behind a panel. They're getting gold standards in on ships as they're beginning to release them, and maybe that's what we'll start to see as newer ships start to come out. All of them will be moving, or at least be at gold standard, or pretty close to gold standard, with just maybe not having the functionality of the components, but the component housing is actually there. But I would just wanted to echo on that. But otherwise, I mean, I'm glad for the people that have it. I've flown it around with, I think flew with GoMab and Pops and Fist, and it flies okay. But it's not meant to fly, like a fighter. That's not what it's meant to do. It's just meant to It's just meant to put holes in you. That's it.
I love it when I love it when Twitch chat steals my joke. Pratchett said platinum standard is next after gold, and I agree. So did I miss anyone? I think that's everyone, right?
I just want to know who is stealing. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you still get out?
And also, according to the video, evidently the MREs have Totino's pizza rolls in them.
Yeah, right.
And it's a party.
But Griffin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I actually, the Flatirons don't bother me in the sense of the aesthetic. I had hoped that they were going to do something with them beyond what we see here, because as Jade mentioned, the thrust directions don't even justify, what they're supposed to be doing. I do like the idea that they made them animated in some form. I actually was hoping that they would have, because this was supposed to be new technology with Aegis, that they would have had something to do with maybe quantum jumping. As you guys know about the Enterprise, the nacelles are not propulsion. They create a thing around them and makes the ship go into warp. And I was hoping that maybe they were going to come up with some type of new tech that they were, not just thrusters, which would have justified them. I even wanted them to not only open at the angles that they were, but open actually all the way so that they would face downward when landing if they were thrusters. So I'm curious too, Jade. I'm curious to see if they put in these other positionings, what that represents and what it means. But the animations itself of thrust doesn't match it. So I'm hoping that they'll figure out something. But I was looking for something more unique than just thrusters for this particular ship, and it would have been justified for it standing out so differently in design than other, Aegis ships. I'm curious to know what will be the Redeemer killer. I was listening to everybody saying that this ship is great and going out and, maybe it's the Hammerhead killer or whatever. But I'm also going to be curious about which ship does this ship have to worry about?
Hammerhead.
Talking about
Ions.
I was thinking ions. Yeah, but the maneuverability factor, if it's not as I flew it and I didn't try to fly it like in any crazy way. I just took it out for a nice flight. It was easy to fly. But I am curious to see what will this ship have to worry about as its enemy. What's going to be the shark that it has to worry about?
Eclipse when it's stealth.
Ooh,
I will have to say though, a non-NPC hammerhead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
Okay.
definitely can.
Okay.
Even though we tested it on quite a few of them, I mean they're NPCs, so you can't really judge it.
Yeah, right. You gotta have PvP on it with that one to see.
Yeah,
well, there was a fight that you guys got into with it was just you and Fist and Pops in the Redeemer against an Ion, and if I was in if we would have had one more person and one more turret, we would have easily killed that Ion. So I don't think and that was a long and drawn out battle with an undermanned Redeemer against an Ion. So I don't know if Ion is a good unless
Yeah, it
the
won't
pilot's
be.
not good.
It won't because we faced off on an Ion the other day. Again, he was trying to do some type of maneuver.
All he had to do was move to the underbelly where there was no one at.
Right. But he couldn't take us down. Like it was, we had the shields up on it, so we was just like, okay, all right, well, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother. I just jumped to Lorville.
Yeah, no shield. I'm sorry, Dave.
No, it's okay. Long shots. I want to address this question. He said, my only concern is what exactly is the gold standard,
that was the first time chat from him.
And who defined? That's why I'm recognizing it. And I wanted to say welcome and thanks for that question. For right now, there are only a few ships that are in game that CIG considers gold standard. The Aegis Saber is one of them. Also, the Gladius is another one. What happens, these are the ships that are closest to being in their final state of, I guess, the vision for what they want. You just mentioned a few minutes ago, Ray mentioned that they have implemented things like batteries. They did implement that on the new gold standard ships, but a lot of our ships don't have all of the component areas. There's even a couple component areas on some ships, like the 890, for example, has a scanning area, which I haven't seen on a lot of other ships. There's an area for that. So we don't know what all that bar is, other than that it's bringing the ships closer to what their final design point is supposed to be. And maybe we'll see that. And to your point, Dark Knight, I remember what you mentioned about the 400 in the very back area of the docking area. There's a batteries panel there with a funky button, like you said, that's underneath the panel, which is stupid. But
after X Long Shot, we have the first time chat from Psycho Superman. First off, I'm in the apparent minority that like the Redeemer. There's people who like the Redeemer.
I do.
So does anyone feel like things are moving along a bit faster from this point? Just feel like 315 is just a bit different.
I'm really, really optimistic for next year. I really am.
We've all talked about that, and it's a really good point that it just seems like things are coming together. We talked about the history of the development. A lot of the years was, a lot of the hurdles dealing with the tools, but now that they're getting there, we are seeing that things are moving in a much faster pace. And we also know because of Squadron 42, there's a lot more emphasis and work toward getting that completed. But Star Citizen itself is going to be, it's going to be a project for a period of time, like any of the other large MMORPGs. They don't quote unquote finish. We just keep expanding on them, but we're getting there. We are getting there. It's a good question.
Hey, well, Chris, real quick, and Jake also answered saying we all got it. Think of it like when a game goes gold, might still get some tweaks later, but it's just about done. So that's according to Jake. So
it's just about done. Oh snap! You heard it here, folks.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Yeah, I think he's saying as an example. I think.
Yeah, as an example.
One thing
don't hit up Reddit saying the game's almost done. According to Jake, I can probably don't.
Hey man, I've already made the post with the screenshot and everything, man. What you talking about? No.
Jake did mention armor though, and that was like another thing that we haven't seen on ships yet as part of the gold standards is armor.
Yes,
and that's going to be a big playing factor for a lot of these ships.
That's going to be a huge one because we keep trying to remind players, when ships come out,
a lot of times people will get into these big conversations about DPS and shields and all this other stuff and everything. There's nothing in cement yet, gang. So enjoy it where it is. If you've got a ship that happens to be OP, guarantee it's not going to stay OP. If it seems under, it's not going to stay under. The balancing's coming. So don't ever think that things are, in their final state. And armor is going to be a huge factor because it really hasn't even been factored in on these kills that we're doing. So just get ready for a lot more changes are coming. And your purchases, and this last thing, one of the things I have difficulty with is that it's hard to make purchases on some of the ships because all of the data that we have isn't always there, or it's always being modified. And so please remember that little clause when you back a ship that says that CIG can change certain dynamics of the development and the design of ships. And just keep that in mind. I think they're always going to try to keep things balanced and go as close to what they state a ship will be. But for the entire balancing of the game, there may be some things that modify a little bit, that change a little bit, and just kind of be ready to go with the flow on that. As long as it's not the 890, go with the flow with that. Okay.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Can I say one thing though?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's okay. The only thing what they did was they advertised the Ions and the Inferno as, ship killers, fighter ship killers. And
no, big Pops. That's not what they did. What they said was they are capital ship disablers.
But it also said in there that these ships would be feared by.
Yeah, they are because they can disable those size 7s. And let me tell you why I'm saying it can't. I'm gonna tell you why they're not killers. Capital ships and CIG has made it very clear that to take out a cap will be no small task.
No, I'm not talking about capital ships.
Oh, what do you mean? Like what?
I'm talking about fighters.
I'm
talking about.
There are people who've hit with 3 shots on my understanding is 3 shots on a freelancer blows it up. 3 hits, 3 to 4 hits. I know what you're saying. Depending on the ship, depending on loadouts, but this goes back to GoMap's point when he was talking about how will they balance the Ares series ships, right? Because those size 7s are lethal, but those ships cannot. Every ship has to have some type of Achilles heel or something that you have to deal with. You know what I mean? They can't have the super efficiency of flight and the best guns and the best shields and the best batteries. They can't. Sometimes it's visibility. Sometimes it's maneuverability. Sometimes it happens to be the balance of, the power in the ship. And we can tweak them out and tweak them to the best of our ability for our different fighting styles. But I don't know if there's ever that ship that is this, at least not to that level. But those ships are powerful, Pops. I mean, you hit somebody with an ion or ain't too many small, medium ships that can take that punishment from those ships.
Yeah. No. I never expected it would be ridiculous that to expect that ship to take out a capital ship.
I see. You
mean a disabler. I'm not talking about the capital ship.
Gotcha.
End of it. I'm talking about the fighter. A size 7 should be absolutely feared by a fighter.
Oh, yeah.
It should run. And that's the part that
right now, 1 to 2 shots take out small fighters.
Yeah.
If you can hit them.
Right.
If you can hit them. Which is how it should be.
Right. And my point that people that are complaining that is doing that, it's a size 7.
That's right.
Yes. And it's your fault if you sit in front of the guns long enough to get hit.
It's just like in the real life when an A10 got an air-to-air kill with the gun. That did happen. And the Inferno, if you get in front of that gun and it bursts and it hits,
it's gonna hurt.
And you're in a Gladius,
forget it.
You're dead. Period. End of conversation. Like, don't get in front of it.
Yeah.
Enjoy your new orifice.
Running is a choice. Running is a gameplay choice. There's no shame in running from a size 7.
But Jade, you and I both know that every single person in Star Citizen is the most uber elite hacksaw ponzor, just
not
best
everyone.
gamer ever.
Not everyone.
No,
I
They
never
should-
won.
I'm being sarcastic. They should be able to win every single fight with everything they use, and if not, it's not their fault.
Sounds
Other
like they want a
person,
single player game.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the thing: the only option you have is to turn around and fight me, and if you don't fight me, I'm gonna get mad and I'm gonna throw my toys on the floor.
Throwing out the freaking baby with the bathwater. Some of these people, it's like, look, you know, like these. Not every ship is everything. I agree with that statement wholeheartedly, and not every ship wins in every rock paper scissors match.
Right.
And like, there's a reason for that. And it's like when people again were complaining about how powerful the Redeemer is. Yes, if it's crude. Or people complaining about how powerful the starfighters are versus light, medium, and heavy fighters. Yes.
I
if
remember
you
when
get
people
hit.
complained about the hammerhead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
It
yeah,
always
and it
ends
should
up-
be. I mean, if you've got a fully crewed hammerhead, you know, in Skunkworks we can put out several of them.
Yep.
You put out a fully crewed hammerhead, and you decide
Run.
to point all of its guns at an Idris. It can actually put a beating on those shields.
There's a general subconscious attitude of obsolescence when something else comes out with the community.
It annoys the shit out of me.
And what they don't understand is that we're trying to create variety. There will be some people who will love this ship, some people who will not want to do it. You mentioned it a minute ago, Rain. The importance of most of the ships, particularly multi-crew, because we know Chris Roberts has a huge thing about multi-crew. It's like the Retaliator, great ship, but I think Phoenix mentioned it earlier. If you don't have it manned and crewed, guess what? It's a nice ship. That's about it. Same thing with most of these ships that are multi-crew. And there are advantages to all of them, disadvantages, and again, the balance isn't there, gang. So relax, just enjoy it. It's coming, but it's not. Don't count all the chickens. We're just not there yet. We're too early on them, and I know that's difficult because we want to play the game. But you also have to keep that in mind, or else you're going to be in the insane asylum when it comes to this.
Yeah, plot twist. When armor comes in the game, Drake's going to be the most powerful ships in the verse, and everybody's going to change their tune and talk about how much they love Drake. All of a sudden, we thought it was paper thin, but now this rust actually adds a layer of protection that we never knew was there.
Rust is not armor.
According to Drake Interplanetary, it
Yeah,
is.
if it's layered enough, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's laser deflection rust. Okay.
Laser deflection rust. All right,
Yes,
and with
yes.
that-
Keep telling yourself that all the way to the scrap heap.
And with that, I
Make
think we're going to move
patent
on to our
smart
machinima.
Yeah, we've got a really cool machinima that just came out just recently. Some of you may have heard of Zark Media before. He's the guy who puts out these little short snippet videos for the most part, and he's doing like a newscast out of Hurston, which he does very well. And one of the things that we've admired about his work is that his VoIP work is really, really good. And we've seen other other machinima and other cinematographic things where people have done that. They're going to be our guests in December. Second week in December, we're doing a show called The Cinemakers. And we're going to have Zork. He's going to be on with us as one of our guests. We've also got who else is coming? Fast Card. I forget. who it
You're
is
gonna
now.
let me look. I can't look it up because I have you on Discord.
Okay. Well, Star Jump's folks are going to be here. Elite Diversity is going to be here, and something Monkey. I forget. But the people who did like the 4 most popular cinematics that we've had on the show have all agreed to come onto the show and talk about how they create these really, really cool machinimas and cinematics for us. So we're going to see this one from Zark Media tonight. And I picked this one because it's really apropos for what we're going to go into for the next week. And let's take a look at it and see.
We're always waiting for something. Some are waiting for the end of their shifts, while others are waiting for the start of theirs. Some are waiting for simple things, like a cup of coffee to finish brewing. But waiting can also be painful, like when you wait for a loved one to come home, or the next step in a bigger journey. Sometimes the very thing you wait for appears to be stuck at an event horizon, where a few moments appear to last forever. The beautiful thing about waiting is that it's part of nature and part of what makes us who we are. A flower takes a long time to form, much like your homeworld, and everything following its forming has been waiting for you to become. Sometimes we don't know what we're waiting for, and sometimes someone is waiting for you, and neither you nor they have a clue. That's what's so beautiful about life, time, chance, and hope. You don't even know what you've been waiting for until you've waited long enough. In any case, waiting and wanting are the same, and you can't always get what you want, but you can always wait for it.
Okay, that was cute.
Wait, what?
Just real quick. Alright, gonna start with GoMab. What are your thoughts on this machinima? Let me put the link in Twitch chat again. Go ahead.
Oh, can you run that back one more time? I think I missed something.
We'll wait.
You'd have to wait for it.
No, it was very well done. I just didn't know it. I thought it was like, oh, is this an Argo MPUV commercial? And I'm like, oh no, it's a IAE commercial. Wait, I don't know. I was confused. I was lost in the beauty of the production and
you
completely.
Come back to you is what you're saying?
No, I have nothing else to say. It was beautiful. It was amazing. I just didn't know what it was talking about. It was talking about waiting. I was waiting for the point.
All right. Jade, how about you? What are your thoughts?
I absolutely love this. It's pretty profound, and he drew some really good comparisons. Like when he was talking about, your homeworld took a long time to form. A flower takes a long time to form, right? And these are things that kind of make us appreciate how long we wait for things in comparison to other things in the universe. And I absolutely loved that he made that comparison. The cinematography of it's really well done. Getting those NPCs expressions. I mean, again, this is why you shouldn't run through everywhere, right? Because you'll miss some of those expressions, like that one right there. People work on this stuff, so I like to appreciate it, and I'm just really impressed. Full disclosure, he asked me to be in Illuminalia, which, if you don't know, is Star Citizen's version of the holidays video he's shooting in December. So, yeah, I love Oliver's stuff all day, every day, since forever.
Real quick, Real Shadowkin. I was gonna say, Real Shadowkin, thank you so much. Oh, you got it. Okay, thank you for the raid, Shadowkin. We really appreciate that. Hope you had a good night tonight streaming, and welcome everybody. We're just got finished reviewing a little video by Zark Media, which was really good, called "Waiting."
Yeah, thank you everyone for thank you for joining us, and thank you for Real Shadowkin for the raid. Next up we have Poppin' Face. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I noticed the way he used the NPCs. I thought that was really, because I'm really nice. I'm quite sure he had to wait, be very patient to get the shot that they wanted. Very good, very good.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Hamilton version of this video to come out. Wait for it. Rain Cloud, what are your thoughts?
I didn't get it. I mean, it was very pretty. Really good cinematography, and I wasn't really paying attention because I didn't quite get it. So I'm stupid. So there's that.
All right, Admiral Kusanagi, Did you get it?
Well, it's dark outside. I was gonna bring a candle and like a novel and just go outside and cry for about an hour or so. Just get some of that waiting out of my system. But it was an interesting show, interesting video. But yeah, pretty good. I mean, everyone has their own sense of like doing their own, Star Citizen little video here, and it's just very interesting way of going at it.
And I think this may be an historic moment. I got an LOL out of GoMab. That might be one of the first. Dark Knight, what are your thoughts?
I thought it was pretty well done. I mean, the quality of the cinematography and the just the content and just the way that like Jaden had mentioned about the NPCs and having to actually pay attention to it. I think there was a profound message. Jade, you had mentioned that there's a profound message. It's it kind of goes in many different ways. We're waiting for this game to be finished, and maybe it just it takes a little bit of patience to actually get through it. There's just many different ways of looking at that idea of waiting for some things. People have been waiting for the Redeemer to come out for a very long time, and it's finally here. It might not exactly be what they thought it was going to be, but it's here. It's just different ways to see it, and I got it. At least I feel like I got it, but maybe I didn't. It's just different ways to see things. So, but yeah. I overall, I thought it was awesome, and I'm looking forward to seeing more Oliver Zark. Obviously, it's just cool,
Face to face. Tell me you got it. You got it, right? You understood what was going on?
I get it. It was a good commercial.
Commercial for?
I mean, for IAE.
There you go. Someone got
Yeah, I
it.
mean, I get it. It's a good commercial. He did a very good job. It was a good commercial,
So any complaints or criticism, or you just liked everything?
I mean, I liked it. I mean, he did a very good job on the cinematics and his dialogue and his voiceover. He did a very good job.
All right. Yeah, I liked it too. I like the shots, the cinematography. This shot right here is pretty awesome. Yeah, I don't have any complaints or criticism or anything like that. But it was kind of slow, but I think that was the purpose of the whole video, to make it waiting. So it had to be slow. How about you, Griffin? You're the one who picked this. What was your thought?
Yeah, I liked it, and don't feel bad. I think who was it? It was somebody in chat who said that I'm not stupid and I didn't get it either. So I can understand to a certain degree, because a lot of the videos that we show, a lot of the machinima we show have been action based or story based, but there was a story here, and Fist kind of alluded to the fact that it was like a commercial, but what it really was I think it was a message actually to us as players and backers of the game. Because there is this process of waiting. And I think that they, Jade mentioned it earlier, there was some real basic elements talking about something as simple as that we wait for coffee. And the reason why we wait for coffee is because when we wait for it, it's going to ultimately be good. If it's instant, we don't usually like it. They talked about nature and talking about the world that we live in, that it took time for all of it to evolve and become what it is. And I think he was just drawing these parallels in his own way without preaching, and using the imagery of the different people in different locations from Orison to ownership, that they're waiting for something. And then in the final scenes, he shows the Redeemer and the Aeon in particular, shows those names because people have been waiting on those ships. And then, of course, everybody's waiting for tomorrow, or waiting for IAE. So I thought it was both, not just in relation to IAE, but just the whole process of when you're waiting for something good. Some things take time. And it can be frustrating, and we get that. Sometimes you feel like there's nothing happening, but ultimately it is leading to something. So it's a different type of video, definitely, absolutely very different, especially compared to a lot of stuff we've been watching recently, like Craven, you know. So, you know, but visually, obviously, to me, it was beautiful visually. Some of the camera shots, the movements, the angles were just really, really good in this one. And he did it was just over 2 minutes. This wasn't a very long video, but it was done very well to me.
Kind of reminds me of what you call in industry emotional branding.
Yeah.
So, you know, you see those spots on, like, you know, sometimes you Super Bowl, you know, Ford will do it, Chevy will do it with the trucks, things like that.
Or the Clydesdale beer commercials too, yeah.
And it featured the Argo and PUV, which I'm sure 5 people have been waiting for to get a special skin. So.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, that's why I thought it was the MPUV commercial, because I kept seeing it in the background. I was like, "Oh wow, this are we waiting for the MPUV to finally land because it doesn't have a QT drive or something? What's going on?"
I thought it was a cut. I thought it was a cut.
God, please kill me now. Kill me now.
Well, I thought it was a cut list stranded out in the middle of Microtech or something.
Hey, trying to put 2 and 2 together. I didn't realize I had to expand my mind in order to take in the machinima.
It's late. We understand. It's late. No problem.
Yeah, I may or may not have been drinking.
No, okay. And with that,
Clickbot.
and with that, on Sunday, we're having a new Soul Citizen episode, 8 p.m. Eastern. I want to say 3 a.m. UTC now because of the time change. Yeah, 3 a.m. UTC. We're talking about industrial strength, the Endeavor. So I'm looking forward to this show. Oh shoot, I didn't write down who else we're going to have. But I think we're going to have Colossal, me,
Jade. Jade,
thank you. And
Dorian,
thank you.
Dorian from 890 Jump Club is going to be joining us as our guest.
Well, that should be a good show. And the good folks at Star Jump had let us borrow some of their footage, so we have some excellent graphics to show from them. So I'm looking forward to this episode. I'm looking forward to this show.
Also, this is the last in our industrial strength series, so we really appreciate the support that we've gotten from the community. These shows have been pretty popular for the ones that we've done, and the Endeavor is the last one for now, unless there's some other big industrial that comes out. Like, well, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, we don't have any other big industrial ships coming out.
Now, Griff, are you surprised this isn't on sale this IEE?
No, we don't know that this. I don't know that this isn't on sale.
No, this should be on sale. It's just not a free fly.
It's just not for free fly.
It's not play ready.
Yeah.
But it's not limited.
It's not on the limited. It's not on the limited list.
No, it's not limited.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Weirdly enough, it's not. Yeah.
The only thing that
Don't make it limited. Don't make it limited.
The only thing is that the modules that they're selling with it, we're gonna have 10-year insurance. That's what they've been doing for the past, few sales that they've been doing for this one. And the master set class set will be LTI because it's $1,000. So whether or not they increase the price, who knows? We'll find out in a few days. So
Yeah. Before we go, can I add one more thing?
Mm-hmm.
So I just found out that an org mate of mine, Mr. Wigglesworth, passed away from COVID-19 like a month or two ago. So I just want to tell everybody to be safe out there, and if you can, to get inoculated or wear your mask or whatever. Just
take care of yourselves, right?
Yeah. Just found out about that a day or two ago, and just sad to hear.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry to hear that too. Yeah. Well, we'll dedicate tonight's show to Mr. Wigglesworth, and thanks for sharing that. And yeah, people take care of yourselves. We're getting ready to go into the time of year where it's expected that COVID may increase just because people are going to be indoors in cold areas in particular. So take care of yourselves. Do the right thing and stay healthy.
Right. And also want to say before we head out, Just Durgan will be on tomorrow night as a new DJ on the People's Radio, 2100 UTC. And on Saturday, DK Dark Knight should be on 2200 UTC.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'll be on in a week or two. So yeah. All right. So with that, I want to say thank you for everyone who joined us. We had Spitfire. He was on earlier, but I don't want to forget him because he's not in the list right now. We had Admiral Kusanagi, Dark Knight, Fist of Face, Gomab, Jade, Popping Face, and Rain Cloud. And I could say all the names, but in one breath. I didn't run out of breath this time. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget we have merchandise if you want to support our channel. We have T-shirts, hat, game pads, mouse pads, and T-shirt, hat, mouse pad, and
coffee mugs.
Coffee mug. Thank you. I don't know why that was brain fart on my part.
Yeah.
But yeah, so also we are on social media. I don't know. I'm messing with all my words tonight. So we're on social media. We're on Twitter, Instagram, iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. So check us out there and give us a like and subscribe if you like our show and like our content.
Can I put a quick hit into, if you're not subscribing to us on YouTube, we're going to ask that you do. We are reaching 700 subscribers on YouTube, and we really would like to cross the mark at 1,000. So for the rest of this year, we're going to be pushing to get people to subscribe to our YouTube. We know a lot of you all watch it, but sometimes people just don't think about hitting that subscribe button, but it will tremendously and truly help us. So yeah, if you guys can visit our YouTube page, you can go to youtube.com/soulcitizens, go straight there and hit the subscribe button, and we really would appreciate that.
Matter of fact, I'm going to put the link in Twitch chat for people right now. So give me a second. And there you go. So yeah, give us a subscribe. We appreciate it. Thank you. And with that, did People's Radio? Yeah. Oh, before we raid, we're going to raid Mr. Cosplay Guy. So I hope everyone will send him our appreciation and just want to say peace, love, and soul. So thank everyone for joining us.
Everybody have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye, guys.